shirt off or whatever.
Hi.
You want?
I've got SirCressem in my ear telling me he's going to take his shirt off. If anybody's wondering what's happening and why I'm laughing. Um, oh, and our Lucy, our artificial intelligence that's in the room, just thought I told her to turn my light on. So
It's another good start here.
yeah, things are going really well.
Yep.
I don't know if you can tell, but we are undergoing some construction yet again. So, you know when you go to your favorite place and they're under construction and you're like, damn it. Well, welcome in. We hope that you enjoy it here while we're under construction. I don't have internet on this, so that's fun. Things are going so well already. We do have internet on the big computer though, so that's what really matters. I do need to move this. Just give me 1 second. There we go. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in today. Really, really happy to see you all. Oh, hold on. I forgot to pay the kittens. I have been training them, and they've been really good. One of them's learning how to not be a feral cat, while the other one's learning how to give high fives. Different things going on here. But I didn't keep up my end of the bargain and give them the treat when I scooped them up to bring them out here, because I ran out here when the clock said that there was only a minute left, and I told myself the whole time, don't forget the kittens, don't forget the bottle opener. What did I forget, Adjacent?
Not the kittens.
Not the kittens. Oh, and here you go. No, it's right here, you silly goose.
This is gripping television.
No, I'm sorry. I was giving the cats their treats.
I know it's
I'm
important.
sorry.
I
It's
know
where it's very important.
It is.
When you're trying to teach them to, like, you know, be accepting of loves and stuff, you can't not give it to them.
No.
All right, so we have a very good show. I hope that you enjoyed the beginning of, like, our new intro. We are under construction. We do have some announcements to do later in the hour, and we have also some stuff to tell you about Melvin. First, though, welcome into Jedi, into Mike, into Rhonda, and we're so happy you all could be here. Rox, thank you so much for being here as always. We appreciate it so much, and I know that I missed a whole bunch of people, I'm sure, so thank you very much. We have a fun show today. We're going to be drinking. That's a surprise, isn't it? Shocker. I'm thirsty right now. I'm sorry. My mouth is very dry from running around.
Take your time.
I think I'm sitting on the rundown. Is that true?
Probably.
Yeah.
And
That's a cell phone. Aha! Good, I found it.
Good job.
All right. So, we have some new segments coming to you, and we have one transition, one stinger, one whatever you would like to call it. As you can see, it might be. Oh,
How's that? Is that better, Rox?
when you put it up next to the kittens.
I was trying to hide it from the kittens, but they probably hid it from my voice, too. All right, cool.
So first off is, hopefully you can see the chat's going across the bottom. That's a new addition. I hope that you like that. Thank you so much, Jedi, for that that sub. Really, really appreciate that. I have the puzzle all laid out on our table. We had 14 subs last time, so I'll make sure that I have another piece to add to that. Jamie, welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Wrong emote. SirCressem, thank you. It's funny because it's like, there he is, and he's in there, and, you know, just so much fun things going on.
He's everywhere.
It's super
It's
crazy when
scary.
you do that.
Just
Please stop
whisper in
whispering
my
in my ear. So we really only have one. We couldn't even borrow from our old setup for our transitions because when I was trying to get rid of a bunch of stuff that I had accumulated over the week, I deleted all of them right off the computer. So I got rid of most of our assets for the show, not on purpose.
They're somewhere.
There's like digital, like not digital. There's like
They're in the cloud.
yeah, but there's none locally.
Yeah.
So yeah.
C-Dub.
C-Dub, thank you so much for coming in. I need to talk to you, C-Dub. You're on my short list, just so you know. So let's try to communicate here soon. And yeah, let's see our only. It's a new one. Let's see our only transition of the entire show.
It better be good.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope it's a good one because it's literally the only transition we have.
All right. Ready?
I'm ready. Let's everybody hold your breath. This is it. Oh, that's not the right one.
That's not right.
Go to Coco and Mo. There it is. Aha. The buttons are broken. Peter is here. I lost my paper. Luckily, I wrote things out to Rox earlier for a little game we're gonna play. It says I'm on airplane mode. That might be part of my problem.
Thanks for the resub, Peter.
Thank you so much, Peter. Really appreciate that.
Hi, everybody. I haven't said hi, but hi to everyone's here. Thanks for being here.
Yes, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. So, Coco and Mo recommendation. What did Peter say? What is the...
He changed his name.
Oh, yes. Yeah, now
I
it's...
just noticed that yesterday.
There is a... As I said, I forgot my paper, but there is a... Oh, it's a really good one, too. Okay, so... The, This is not the right one.
No.
Guys, we're professionals here. We've been doing this for like a month now. So, 2 months, actually. Oh, we've got a hype train. We've got something in the works for that. It's just not now. Which one did you click on?
I thought this one took me to the wrong place, but I can try it.
Oh, no, that one did because you got to put Twitch up on that screen. But, so, Cressem's going to be able to see us, but we're not going to be able to see Cressem.
Okay.
So he can make faces at us. We won't even know it.
All right.
Hold on one moment, please. All right. Do you want to pull up the other one?
Which one?
No, the Coco and Mo scene. All right. So, Roxy Paradox, welcome in. Thank you so much. Thank you all so much for that hype train. We're at a level 3 already. Holy moly, Batman, as we are stumbling our way through this.
Wow. What happened?
I don't even know. Y'all are knuckleheads, and I love you.
My goodness. Oh, SirCressem himself.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you so much, SirCressem.
Thank you.
Okay, so this segment is going to be just where we show you animals and ones that we think that the cats might want to share with you. So today the kittens will be sharing with you this stream. If you want to pull that up, it's right there.
Of course, adorable kittens comes up really, really fast.
Yeah, they have a lot of followers, and of course they're gonna have some kind of Twitch rivals. I don't even know what this is. Does anybody know what this commercial is all about? Anyone? You can just go back to their. If you click on them, doesn't it take you to their profile? There we go. So, adorable kittens. They have adorable kittens, and that's literally it. That's what they do. Pretty sure they are on 24/7. I may be wrong.
It says no, it isn't 24/7.
It isn't? No, this is not the right one then. But no, they're not. But they're here and they're cute and they're adorable. So this is what our kittens think you should look at.
Aww.
When you can't see them, look at these ones. Look how cute they are. They're so adorable.
They are adorable.
So this is who the kittens recommend. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So,
they haven't discovered Twitch music yet.
No. SirCressem, they then kind of just like hand them off to the cat channel. They have to go to a different channel. I don't know.
Adorable cats.
Yeah, adorable cats.
I think you're making this up.
I am.
Oh.
I am making it up completely. That's what I do. Look, see, that's a cat. She's the mama.
Yes.
Aw, look at her. She loves the little babies.
Bath time.
Yeah. That one right there on the right with his little squishy face. I love the squishy faces. All right, anywho, let's see something else that's quite adorable. We don't have a stinger, but we have SirCressem.
SirCressem. I gotta do two things at once here.
You gotta just press zoom. Oh, we see Jason. There we go. I'm only partially on the screen. I don't know why. Oh, it's because you have a chat box up.
Oh yeah, I'll get rid of that.
Hello.
Hi, welcome in.
How's it going?
So good.
Thanks.
Haha. We are on fire tonight. Have you noticed? Oh, you're up here. There's so many cameras in here in our tiny spot. I don't even know where to look. Hi.
Yeah. How's the world?
Great. How's your world?
It's been a week. Yeah.
It's a good way to put it.
Yeah, it's been interesting. The week started off with the daycare calling to say that there was some COVID at the daycare, so the daycare was closed. So that started things off on a good foot. On top of that, we had a snowstorm, so the school was closed on Monday as well. And then I dropped my phone on the driveway, and the big snowblower came, and the phone went through the snowblower. So yeah, things started off great.
That sounds.
But now we're here, and all is well.
Yeah, we're gonna just drink it all away.
Exactly.
So, you mentioned COVID and everything. What is it? So we'll get to what alcohol is like up there, which means it's just a whole. Already, yeah, it's a whole thing. So, what is it like for you trying to get the vaccine and all of that? Where does it stand in Canada?
So it's pretty good. I don't know what kind of percentages you guys have down there, but I think we're around 80% of the 18 plus population, and they just opened it up for 5 to 12 kids as well. So my kids got their first vaccine a couple weeks ago. So life's pretty normal, other than wearing masks everywhere and having to having to show your vaccine code to go into restaurants and stuff like that. But it's
yeah.
it's pretty easy going. I mean, I'm honestly I stay home anyway, so the whole lockdown and everything wasn't a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
I kind of like it actually. And the one way lanes in grocery stores, that can stay forever. I don't know if they did that down there, but that was awesome.
Yeah, they did for a short while. I only had to go in like right at the very, very beginning, and all that was there. So when it all went down, first off, nobody thought it was going to be anything. And then all of a sudden, everybody started freaking out, and they bought all the food except for the citrus fruit and the rutabagas. And that's the time I got to the grocery store. I have
Sweet.
pictures of just nothing being at the grocery store except for citrus fruit and rutabagas. The whole produce section was empty.
Yeah, the hoarding was insane. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know why people left the citrus fruit behind. That's mind-boggling. Like, in the grand scheme of things, I understand the rutabaga, but why not take some citrus fruit too?
What's wrong with the poor lemon? I mean,
yeah, it was very
crazy.
odd to walk in and just see nothing, like literally
Yeah,
nothing
that
on
was
the shelves.
that was super weird. And the whole, like, how the entire world became bread makers overnight, it was quite something too. I mean, you couldn't find yeast within 100 miles. It was insane.
Yeah,
I don't,
we have only could buy flour in like pounds, like in pounds.
right, yeah. I ended up with the Costco flour because I too had to make bread. I felt the compulsive urge to make some bread. I don't make bread, but I did. We ended up with a 20-pound bag of flour or something from Costco because that's all you could get at the time.
Yeah, there's a like a restaurant food supplier that couldn't make any money, so they started doing home food supplying. But you still could only get restaurant amounts, but they were still making money because people were like, well, I guess 50 pounds of flour will have to do. So we have approximately 30 pounds of flour right now.
There you go. Well, you have to start making some crepes on Saturday mornings.
Yeah, I can't cook pancakes. I'm pretty sure crepes would be out too. I do.
Crepes is the easy one. Is you just throw it in the pan. It's thin. It doesn't have to rise. Flip it over. You're done. Easy peasy.
Those are the ones
You
I have
can
the
do
most
it.
trouble with, though. I can't cook rice. I can't cook pancakes. I can't do it. I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, I can put stuff together like crazy, but not those things. I don't know.
Teach your kids. Teach the kids.
You want to know who made dinner tonight, or should have made dinner?
Did it?
They did, yeah. You want to know who makes dinner every Thursday night? Because we're like, the sound's not working. The kids. They just now
Nice.
know. They're like,
If
we're
they
gonna
want to
have
eat, they better get in the kitchen.
Yep.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
It is
Yeah,
a
so-
pancake phobia, C-Dub.
Pancake phobia.
Yep, C-Dub
Yeah.
says that it's a pancake phobia.
C-Dub knows what's up.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
What was I saying?
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say, the whole COVID thing at the beginning was super weird, but there was definitely some good things to come of it. For one thing, we all learned who amongst our friends is batshit crazy, so that's good to know.
Yep.
So we were able to weed out some stuff, so that was fun. The one ways in the grocery stores here in Quebec, they have a lot of the French influence. So when you meet people at a party, or they come over for dinner, or you see them on the street, they do the kissy thing on the cheeks, and and handshaking like every time you when you come, when you leave. And coming from the prairies, that's uncomfortable for me. So since COVID, people don't do that anymore, so I'm cool with that. It's great.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, we went to a Christmas party last week, and nobody did that, and I was kind of like, this feels right. Thank you, COVID.
Thanks, COVID. Yeah, it's now a thing that people just know that I don't really enjoy hugging. But I don't really enjoy high fives or handshakes or fist bumps or any of that. And the fact that I can just be like, COVID, it's great because
Right,
I
right.
don't like, just don't touch me. I don't want anybody to touch me. Like, why is it a thing where we feel like that person, I don't know them very well, I should go and touch them?
Right, right. Give me my space.
Yeah, I don't. Keep your hands to yourself.
Absolutely.
And the worst, though, you don't know about this one, but the worst is when you're pregnant and people feel like it gives them the option to just pet your belly. I'm not a troll. There is no treasure. Cut it out. Like,
That is weird, isn't it? Yeah.
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 That happened to my wife a lot too, and she wasn't all that cool with it, to be honest. And I don't think anybody is, but yet it still happens all the time.
Yeah, I don't even understand it. No Pants Kyle is agreeing with us. 6 feet away should be the standard. They don't
Attaboy.
have any pants on.
No Pants Kyle.
So there might
That
be
probably
good.
helps with the distance. Yeah, it probably helps to ensure that 6 feet.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, maybe that's just going to be how I go to the grocery store from now on. It'll weed out that crazy one right there. Just don't even go next to her. So we play games with people when they come on our stream. We decided we wanted to drink with you. We weren't even going to try to play a game or anything. We're like,
I don't know if I should take that as a compliment or if I've set unreasonable expectations or what. But let's do this. It's all good.
You got us into mezcals, and one of the first few times that I was actually in your stream, I very much told you that mixing beer and tomato juice was a very bad thing.
Yeah, you were not impressed with that. That was my first foray into on-stream mixology, was the michelada, which yeah, you were very disturbed by that.
Very, very disturbed by that.
But it's awesome. The michelada is a great drink. Have you tried it before? I know it sounds awful.
No, I haven't. And I think it's mainly because I like beer. And I feel like if you like mess with something and you want to like just like break it, then you should put tomato juice in it. And I think that's kind of
fair enough.
Felt like what you did. You're like, hey, beer sucks. Let's put tomato juice on it.
Yeah, I can understand where you're coming from, but we're talking about using Mexican beers like Corona or Modelo. There's not a lot of beerness going on there. They're very light beers.
These are truths.
You load it up with lime. You throw in some Worcestershire. I'm pronouncing that wrong.
What did you
I know.
say?
Worcestershire, whatever the hell it's called.
You should say
you
that
throw
word
in
more often.
some hot sauce and some tomato juice, and you're good to go.
I like Bloody Marias, which are basically that, but with tequila.
Yeah,
instead
it's
of Bloody Marys, which is with the vodka.
Right.
But just I feel so bad for the beer.
Oh, somebody's giving me instructions on how to pronounce Worcestershire. I really don't know.
Worcestershire.
I figure at this point in my life,
right?
I don't know how to say it. I'm never going to.
Yeah, I think it's Worcestershire sauce, isn't
It
it?
feels like it's got a whole lot of syllables, but then people say it has 3. That makes no sense.
All right, Jason, how do you say
I don't think I want to say it.
it?
I can't do it now. You guys have me messed up.
We didn't have you mess up.
Yeah. Mike says you got it correct.
Yeah. See, I know things. Not a lot of things.
Worcestershire?
Yeah, Worcestershire.
Worcestershire?
Sure. Yeah,
Sure,
sure.
sheer. I'm sure there's many different ways to say it. Maybe in different parts of the
The
world.
Cheshire Cat.
Worcester cat. I'll call it that from now on.
Can I have some of that Cheshire Cat, please? So our main plan with you was actually to try to have it, so not just a drink. You got us into mezcals. We wanted to try it because we had never tried them before, and we saw you drinking some, and we're like, all right, we should try that. It's something that we had seen, but never really gotten
Right.
the urge to try. So we were like, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to do a proper tasting. We're going to make sure that SirCressem has the same one that we have, and it's going to be great. And then freaking Canada came into play and was like, well, actually, no. We don't have any of the mezcals that the U.S. does. And I found one, but they only sell it to a restaurant. You can't buy it as a not restaurant.
Nice.
I don't even know
Yeah.
what. I don't know. I don't understand your liquor laws.
Nobody does. I mean, the government controls the liquor here. That's basically what it comes down to. Anything that's more than beer or crappy wine is only sold in the government-run liquor stores, and so they decide what they get. And because Quebec is several million people, they tend to only get what they can procure huge quantities of. So you're not going to find a lot of small batch stuff, especially something like mezcal, which isn't super popular. I mean, it's a fairly niche product still at this point. And in Mexico, there's literally hundreds and hundreds of different kinds of mezcal. So the fact that I have 5 to choose from when I sent you a list means that the chances are that's not going to be the same 5 that you can get your hands on down there.
No. So we the Maine, C-Dub said, liquor distribution is a hot mess down here too. Yeah, Maine is a whole bunch of craziness. Good night to the Mod Father. Really appreciate it. Thanks for being here. I know it's super late in the UK. We do have a announcement that will affect you, but I will whisper it to you after we've made said announcement. But back to alcohol and silver linings of the pandemic. Some reason here in Maine, all of a sudden, the pandemic hit, and they're like, you know what? All of these strict laws and rules we have, just go drive it to people's houses. Like, all of a sudden, it seems like lots of people can just drive your alcohol to you, which is great.
That's kind of, it's good and bad, isn't it?
I guess.
And it may make it a bit too easy.
Well, they charge you a whole lot, so you still have to think about it.
Okay.
So, is this person making this really delicious sounding cocktail, is it really worth $25 to me?
Okay, so it's no. Like a restaurant is you're ordering a takeout meal from a restaurant, and they're like, oh, pair it with this wonderful cocktail with half an ounce of gin in it, and we'll charge you $25.
Yeah, and it's really sad when you get them because you're like, oh, this is good. This isn't too bad. There's an upcharge, that, but then you have to do like the delivery guy's tip and the delivery charge and blah blah blah. So in the end, make sure you get the whole meal or it's not even worth it. But you find one and you're like, oh, this one's good. It's like $10. It's about what I'd pay at the restaurant. You get it home and it's in like a cup like this big. And you're like, what?
Right, right.
But you pour it over ice and you're like, well, I guess that's what I get out. It makes you realize
It's probably
just
the
how
same
little,
thing. Yeah, yeah.
how little you really get out when they really charge that one big time. So second idea that we had was to find the same beer from the U.S. and from Canada. We're like, we'll have a U.S.-Canada tasting.
Fail number 2.
Yeah. That didn't happen either.
Yeah, I was really surprised actually, because I never thought about U.S. beer before, and when you brought that up, you sent like a few that you had in the fridge or whatever, and I looked around and there is literally nothing, like absolutely nothing from the United States that's available on the shelves with all the other beer. Even the beers like Pabst Blue Ribbon, which we can get, or Miller or Coors Light or Bud, it's all brewed in Canada as well. So it's all coming from Montreal or Toronto. So it may be a completely different formula to adhere to Canadian palate or whatever. I don't know.
True.
But I can tell you that Pabst Blue Ribbon is still not good up here.
Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, I went to our liquor store, and my kids were out in the car because they're still not going into a lot of stores, and there's no reason for them to go into a liquor store. It's not like a necessity. So I was like, I'll be right back. And so I go in with the website on my phone, and that website is horrible. And then I go to like the closest liquor store that's not the government one, to look at the beer. And I know that you live in Quebec. I know that it's like French speaking. But there's no translate button. And I'm like, I don't know. So I just tried to find the biggest brands that I could that were not Pabst, and
right.
so I was like, I'll get this mix of, and this mix of, and then I was just sent pictures to you. And you're like, no. But luckily we get Canadian beers.
Yeah, and I think probably if I lived in Toronto or in an English area of Canada, that I could probably find something. But the government, again, with their control of the liquor and control of actually everything, you can't sell anything unless it has bilingual labels. And there's a lot of rules up here for the French as well, that any sign has to have the French in bigger font than English, and if you can't have just an English menu at a restaurant, even if you're catering to only English tourists, you have to have a French menu. A lot of protectionist stuff in place. So every once in a while we get kind of jokes coming around, because there is actually language police here. So if a restaurant, for example, puts something on their menu and it's called pasta, but they don't put the French translation pot on the menu as well, the language police will show up and say, "Oh, you got to fix your menu, or you're going to get a fine." And
so,
every once in a while,
these have a whole different meaning in Canada. They're
they're real. Right. Yeah, and
awesome.
Same thing at the job. I mean, I work in a job that is 99.9% catering to English clients, but in the office, everything has to be in French. Everything that's hung on a wall has to be in French. Your keyboard has to be French. Everything.
Wait, keyboards can be French?
Yeah, the keyboards have like a couple of accents on them. Yeah, they got a couple extra buttons, or some of the keys are different. So that is a pain in the butt if you leave your keyboard in French mode and then you're trying to type English. Something like the ampersand or the @ sign to do an email is in a completely different place. You actually have to hit Control-Alt-2 to get an @ sign instead of Shift and 2. The
French don't want you to send emails.
No,
don't do it.
Something like that.
There's like a barrier of entry.
Yeah, it was a big thing at my last job. The language police actually came a few times and cracked down on us because we were a lot of Anglophones working at this company, and we didn't have French windows and French keyboards, and a lot of our documentation was in English only. It had to be all translated, and we had to pay somebody to translate it. And it was quite something.
My mom just came into the chat, and she was saying that she found it very difficult to find us beer around Toronto. She had an easier time
Is that right?
finding
Oh, there you
ciders.
go. Weird.
So
It's probably a government thing again because it is controlled by the government in Ontario as well. So it's probably if you go to the wrong store, they're allowed to have ciders under a certain percentage, but not beers. And yeah, it's same with the wines here. The grocery stores can only have blends of wine. They can't have specific grape varietals. You can only get that at the government store. So there's just crazy rules everywhere.
that sounds crazy. Jamie's welcome in. This was a few years ago, so I'm sure that the craft beer market has changed some. There's more breweries that I've never heard about that Kev talks about. So, yeah. So we need a drink right now.
Let's do that. Yeah.
yeah, let's
what
do it.
are we going to start with? The mezcal?
Sure. Yep. That one's on the top of the all the everything. So sure.
Right. Why not?
Yeah. So we were running so late that I just like grabbed a bunch of glasses. I don't even know what I have in the bag, and I grabbed the entire box of beer, and it was just like, grab it all. Threw the kittens underneath my bag, and then went for it. Ruthie, welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Welcome in. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
We're going to drink some mezcal in your honor.
Yes, just in time for some mezcal. Out of who knows what kind of glassware. We appreciate you being here, everybody. Thank you. We have decided that we're going to have an amazing hoopty-ha when we, that's a word, right? Hoopty-ha? Sure. I just made that up.
Yeah.
When we get rated.
Should be a command now.
Command hoopty-ha. But we don't know what that's going to look like because I don't know, how many hours do you think I spent with Melvin this past week?
Quite a few.
I would say probably close to 100 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I spent 100 hours with Melvin. Do you know who Melvin is?
That's a lot of hours.
It is. Melvin is our little green mascotty guy that never shows up for work.
Is he a pickle?
He's not a pickle, but lots of people seem to think he is.
I thought maybe he was a pickle.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. And I'm okay with that. I mean,
Yeah.
Just curious.
He wasn't supposed to be. No.
All right.
You're not the first person that said that. Somebody actually
Yeah,
asked
yeah.
me, hey, who animated your pickle? And I was like, what? What pickle? Jedi, thank you so much for that gift sub to Susie Funtown. Yeah, he wasn't supposed to be. I didn't see it. Jason and I both thought he was talking about the sandwich. We were like, you mean the sandwich? He's like, no, the pickle. I was like, I don't know. And it wasn't until after last show when they said it to us that we realized that he wasn't in our ending clip. He disappeared. Him and the blue robot just disappeared. I don't know where they went. To this day, I have no idea what happened.
They may have become self-aware. After 100, you're spending 100 hours a week with them. They're probably getting pretty smart.
Yeah, I mean, the blue robot, he hasn't had much love, so maybe that's why he ran away. And Melvin, he just tries to not show up for work ever. So, yeah.
There you go.
we have this one. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, me neither. So, it's mezcal. We know
It's
that.
mezcal.
See,
And
this
it's
is mine. There you go. It's a
Does it have a squirrel
jaguar
on it?
with wings and a
Oh,
horse's butt or something.
Wow.
Nice, fancy.
Yeah,
Ah,
it's some kind of legendary Mayan animal.
nice. Ours
Yeah.
just has like swirly letters.
I'm sure it's good.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Jason's like, I don't know where it is.
I can see like 3 of you right now.
He has you
So the
everywhere.
cool thing about mezcal for anyone that hasn't had it before is that the way that they make mezcal is that it's exactly the same drink as tequila, but they cook it in pits in the ground. So mezcal has a smoky taste to it always, and it really adds some cool flavors to that kind of agave tequila taste. It's really enjoyable.
Whew, that one came out very. So we, on purpose one time, and not on purpose another time, were part of one of the like cocktail subscription club things, and so they send you a recipe and all the ingredients to make it. And this last one, they actually had a drink made with mezcal, which was pretty
nice.
awesome. Yeah, and it was in place of where they would put tequila.
Right, there you go.
So it just adds another, like a traditional clam bake. That's right. You just do your mezcal right next to your clams. Then you've got both, and you're just good to go.
There you go. Yeah, and then it has a nice seafoody taste as well.
Yeah, or you know,
You might be onto something with some kimchi.
All together.
I can see it now.
and then you can add some baked beans in there. You can do like a bean hole. just have like different pots around. Just there. That's the kimchi hole. That one's the baked beans. Well, watch out. That's the mezcal. Don't get into that one quite yet. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, there you go. So how do you like it?
I do enjoy it, and I'm kind of actually surprised that I do, because I really don't like smoky beers.
Ah, okay.
Like at all.
It's very smoky.
Yeah, but it's a different kind of smoke than
It's a sweet smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's different than, so like there's Rausch beers. So Rausch beers almost taste like you're drinking bacon. And I don't like to drink bacon. I enjoy eating it, but I like to actually chew it, not drink it. If anybody was like, hey, do you want to have like a glass of bacon? I'd be like, no, I'm fine.
I think I'm with you on this one.
Yeah. But there are some beers that have been like oak aged that kind of has a little bit of that kind of like, it's almost like a deeper smoky darkness to it, and I feel like that has this smoky tea.
It's quite nice.
I've never even heard of smoky tea.
Smoky beers taste like ashtrays, says Susie Funtown.
Yeah.
That sounds delicious.
Looking at you, Stone Brewing.
Sign me up. Isn't Stone Brewing what you have? What was in your picture?
One of them, yeah. There are bigger ones, so they're.
Well, there you got something to look forward to. Ashtray beer.
Not all of them, not every single one of them they do, but a lot of.
Shout out to
Stone
our
Brewing.
sponsor for evening, Stone Brewing.
So what we did end up finding is Unibrew. Do you got Brow Brew?
Yeah. Yes.
A box o' beer. And you said to me, should I get one? Should I get all of them? What should I do? And I was like, just get one or two. You know, you choose. You're like, all right, cool. I got 6. Like, okay.
I got them all. And they're not tiny either, are they? These are good sized beers.
I was kind of worried about that.
Yeah. What are these? How big are they? I can't read. It's too dark in here.
Which one
It's
do
got
you
to
have?
be 750 milliliters or so. So there you go.
So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we have.
Did you get the small versions?
I got the same ones as you, the same 6 I
Yeah.
have.
There we go.
Okay, so we
Yeah.
have a Belgian style dark strong. That one rings in at 9%.
Yeah,
ASMR
actually,
stream moment.
each
Sorry about
of
that.
each of the beers from Unibro has a story to it. I don't know if you want to choose the beer based on the story or based on the type of beer.
Sure, are you going to tell us the story?
I'm gonna try.
Okay, cool.
But-
Which story do you want to tell first? Story
Well,
time.
we-
Oh, I wish I had a stinger. I really need to find somebody that will
Yeah,
do jingles for
who's
me.
a singer? Yeah,
Because
not me.
No, I don't need like to get you guys to do. I need a jingle singer, not like an actual person that's gonna go out there and get money for doing songs. Just somebody that just wants to do like little jingles, like story time, like very small little clippy things. You have better things to
Right,
do than entertain my whims.
Maybe. I don't know if I do. I lead a pretty sad life, to be perfectly honest.
I mean, you
In
had a
any
big
case-
week this week. Your phone went into the snowbank.
It went through the snowblower. I actually brought it. Where is it?
Foothill
I can't-
Rounders.
I-
Rounders.
Real founders.
Foothill Rounders.
Foothill
There are-
Rounders. Welcome
you just
in.
started, I thought, Foothill. Now you're here. Hello.
Welcome
welcome
in.
in.
Welcome in. Thank you so much for the follows. I saw somebody come in and follow, and Ruthie came in too. Thank you all so much for the follows. We're drinking beer. We're about to have story time. SirCressem was going to sing us a jingle about story time. He just said so.
Story time. It's story time. Everyone loves story time.
Wonderful. Can somebody
There
click
you go.
that?
It's done.
Nice. That was easy.
Yeah, nice.
Nice work.
Perfect.
All right. So let's go through. I'll do this quickly because I'm no expert on these things, but it's one of the first things you learn when you come to Quebec. There's actually a lot of culture and legends and stuff in Quebec, and a lot of old buildings and whatnot. So some of them are very obvious. Like the first one here. This one is called the Blanche de Chambly. It's essentially just named after the fort where they make the beer. So that one's pretty boring story. There's not much to it other than that.
This one
it's
is a
named after
fort.
that.
And they make their
Yeah.
beer there.
All right. Then we have La Fin du Monde.
The end.
That translates to the end of the world. So that is named after the first settlers that arrived here and thought they had reached the end of the world. So there you go. And that is a 9% beer.
Yes, that one is over there. And that one on ours says Say Napa. It's not, right? Isn't it mean it's not the end of the world?
Then you have, yeah, exactly. Then you have Ce n'est pas la fin du monde,
Oh.
which is this one,
Oh yeah.
which
'cause
is,
there's
they're
one
two
for-
different beers. There you go. So yeah, and as you say, that one translates to it is not the end of the world. So this one is representing when they actually went inland and realized that it wasn't the end of the world, that there was something else here. So there you go.
I don't think
My
I've
favorite.
had It's Not the End of the World. I know I've had It Is the End of the World.
Then we have the Trois Pistoles, which is named after a city or a town in Quebec. So you'll see there's a black horse there on the label. So the legend of Trois Pistoles is that there was the devil essentially was trapped in a horse's body and was made to build the church in their town. But the only rule was that you couldn't remove the bridle from this horse, or else it would turn into the devil. So the story is that before the church was complete, that somebody accidentally removed the horse's bridle, and the church wasn't able to be completed because the horse turned into the devil and left. So if you go to this town, the church actually is missing a stone at the top.
Oh wow, that's really cool. I mean, not
Yeah.
cool like in a like devils, but like
Yeah, these are stories that date back to 400 plus years ago when they arrived here.
thank you
And-
so much for that
and-
gift sub, Rocks. Appreciate it.
Nice. To Foothill. Yeah.
Yes.
And then the last one we have is Maudit, which translates to dam. And on this bottle, you'll see that there's actually a flying canoe.
Yes.
And so this
There's like a
the
devil on
flying
the top of
canoe.
it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? So that is a legend called the La Chasse Galerie, which is based on an old legend of a hunter that didn't go to church on Sundays. And so he was doomed to ride in a flying canoe in the sky being chased by horses and wolves. Yeah. So there you go. There's a second version of that that talks about being crazy enough to go on a flying canoe just to have fun with your friends. I think they changed it to match the beer for that because there's a whole bunch of people in that canoe.
Yeah, I guess the moral of that story is don't forget to go to church.
That I think that's what it was. Yeah, you know, a lot of Quebec history is based on the church trying to scare people to do stuff.
You know,
Actually, that's a lot of world history, isn't it?
yeah, I know. I feel like that's religion. In not every religion, but I feel like a lot of religion is like I don't do religion or hugs. I mean, I don't know if that says anything about me. But maybe they go hand in, I don't know. But they can't go hand in hand because I don't like that either. But
I hear you. I hear you. But there's a lot of fear and religion intertwined, isn't there?
yeah, it sure seems like
Yeah.
it.
So before we get too deep, I just wanted to show you two beers that I found in my hunting for U.S. beers that are kind of cool. So I found this one here, dedicated to you guys.
It's adorable.
Two flamingos, and then I found one with the toucan on it as well.
Wow.
So
Awesome.
there you go. Yeah, and they're actually both from the same brewery, strangely enough.
The label artwork has a very similar feel.
Yeah. Crazy stuff.
What kind of beer is it?
The Flamingo is a double IPA, so not too shabby. It's a 8% beer, and then the Toucan is an NE IPA. I don't know
New
exactly
England.
what that
It's
means.
a NEPA, they call them.
Ah, New England IPA. There you go. So
What-
yeah, there you go.
What
It's a
that means
Toucan.
is they just don't filter out like all of it, so it's cloudy and
Okay.
there's a whole thing. Like on the West Coast, it's more filtered and refined, and therefore it's less cloudy. And in New England, it's more of a bro beer and keep it cloudy.
Very nice. I learned something new. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. You can tell that I have a really high feelings towards NEPAs. They taste good. They taste good. There's too many breweries around me that are like, yeah, bro, keep them cloudy. And I'm just like, I don't like bro culture.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I might have gotten a little bit jaded while I was hanging out in the beer world a little bit too much.
You do you. It's all good. You know?
All right, so which story do we want to start with?
I'll leave that up to you. I've tried all these beers before. I know them, but you know, some of them are very strong. Some of them are 9%ers. So
well, I saw one said that it had spices in it, so I don't think we should start with that one. I feel like the Blanche is going to have less flavors than some of the other ones, so maybe we should start there.
let's do it. Let's do La Blanche de Chambly.
Sounds lovely.
Apologies to anybody that's actually from Quebec that's in the chat if that happens to be, because I'm pronouncing everything horribly and I probably told those stories in ways that don't respect the Quebec culture or something. But maybe the language police will be coming for me tomorrow. All right, so I'm gonna pour some out there.
Yeah, we're getting some too. Rox is talking about how feisty Melvin is tonight, and it has been an entire weekend of feisty Melvin all the way up through till tonight. So Melvin,
You know, you did spend 100 hours with the guy,
Yeah, yes, I did.
and he's still alive. So yeah, that's something.
He's been sent away. I mean,
Yeah,
he's still here, kind of, but
he's kind of in the penalty box.
yeah.
5 for fighting.
He's been through a lot.
He has been through a lot.
Yeah.
into his ukulele, so he's working now. Well, we'll get to that. Some parts of him are working. So yes, different cup. Yeah, there's not a lot of aroma off this one. Very.
Oh,
very,
it's a white. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blanche is white, so yeah, it's.
I know. I don't know a lot of French, but
Everyone
not-
knows that, right?
yeah, it's not a difficult word.
Yeah, I shouldn't translate something so obvious, right? Boo on me for assuming you wouldn't know that. I'll go away now.
Right. Bye.
But it's
Bootsy's
all right.
in. Bootsy's here. Welcome in, Bootsy. You were here for Bootsy last week, weren't you?
I was. Bootsy was awesome. Bootsy had the best self-deprecating humor jokes. He just bam, bam, one after the other.
Yeah,
I love
and
Bootsy.
they don't stop. Like, Jason and I have a whispering Discord or whatever they are, direct message, where we're like talking to him about a few things, and we'll have like a normal conversation, and then he'll talk about his mom having morning sickness after he was born, and it's just like out of nowhere, and you're like,
Oh, yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. Honestly, I watched last week with Bootsy and then with the Mandevilles after, and they were like super entertaining with their soundboards, and she's wild. And then I'm thinking, here's coming me next week. You know, this guy
coming
playing
me.
slow folk songs and drinking beer. Let's go. You know, I feel bad for your viewers that tuned in last week and saw this high energy entertaining thing, and now they're stuck with this middle-aged bearded weird dude.
I mean, they turned in for this. That middle-aged, not so bearded dude every week.
Yeah, they tune in for me.
They do. They're not here for me.
Nice.
They're here for you and people like SirCressem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking about this being a building from Quebec. We love visiting Quebec. I think we talked about this on your
You
stream
gotta
a
come
little
to
bit.
Quebec.
We
Yeah.
will eventually again.
Pre-COVID,
The border's open. Let's
we've gone
go.
quite a bit. So we love
See you
the
this
city.
weekend.
Yeah.
No, I have to keep
Bring
fighting
Melvin.
with. No.
Bring the cats.
Oh, I love them. They're so cute. Okay. While we are drinking, I've got two lies and a truth. It's the backwards game.
Oh my.
Yes. All right. Oh,
Are these real? Are these based on your life, or are these two lies and a truth, like just two facts and
they're
a
not about my
non-fact?
life.
All right, fair enough.
No, I can't come up with things like that. This one's about LeBron James. Oh, this one's about Bernie Sanders. All right.
Ah, perfect.
Yeah.
Close
sounds
enough.
right.
You know, Maine, Vermont, same thing, right?
Yeah. All right. Where does it tell us? Oh, okay. Hold on. I have to. Is that? I gotta make sure I understand how these cards work before I try. Okay. So one of these statements is actually true. Feel free to play along in the chat as well.
What do I get if I
You get
win?
a beer.
Sweet. I like this game. It's the best game ever.
Yeah. All right. So, there's 3 things I'm going to say, and 2 of them are straight up lies, and 1 of them is the truth. Number 1, Bernie Sanders has 3 children. Number 2, Bernie Sanders' older brother ran for a seat in the UK Parliament. Number 3, Bernie Sanders was the first socialist to be elected to Congress.
Interesting. I don't know what to say to that, because is Bernie Sanders a socialist?
I'd say yeah.
I know they always call him that, but is he? Is he really?
Right, who decides
I don't know.
who's a socialist and who's not?
I think he describes himself as a democratic socialist, which isn't the same thing as a socialist. So I'm going to say that one is the lie.
There's 2 lies and there's 1 truth.
There's 2 lies. That's one lie. And the kid one is the lie.
That's right. Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, his brother did actually run for a seat in the UK Parliament.
Yeah, that just seemed random enough that it had to be true.
All right, this one's about toys. Bootsy says that Bernie is gulag friendly.
I don't know what that means, but good.
I don't know if many people do. Okay.
Oh, I love Ruthie says I love beards.
Did you know?
Did you know this is the first time in my life I ever grew a beard? I'm 45 years old. I've never had a beard in my life until this one.
See, and that's what was different about your face. And I didn't realize what it was. I don't do well with the whole face changing thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'll look at somebody and be like, their face is different. Or their head is. And I can't tell why.
Okay, that was you. I thought that was Island adjacent. That was
Oh, it was.
saying-
I mean, it was.
saying
it was.
something's different with your hair. And I the only thing I could think of is that maybe I just had less of it.
No, I said there was something wrong. There was something wrong. There's something different about your head. Not
I
wrong.
put my finger on it, but your head looks strange.
It just looked different from the last time I had seen your head. But on the whole talk of beards, they've actually made a beer made out of the yeast that they've found in beards.
Gross.
Well, that's horrible.
Yeah, but
I don't
that's
like
not
that
the worst
idea.
one that they've made.
No. Why? Who's buying this?
Mm.
No.
They've made they have made it out of different yeast hair too.
Yeah, I don't want that either.
No.
No.
That sounds I don't
No. What is interesting though is that, going back to what we talked about at the beginning with everybody becoming a bread maker during COVID, of course everybody was trying to make sourdough as well, and that the yeast is just in the air. That's kind of so. I mean, I guess some of that is beard yeast. Is it not?
Yeah.
It's floating around. Some
Well-
of it is the other one as well.
Well, hopefully that one's just not floating around. I mean, hopefully that one's kind of like contained most of the time. You know?
Yeah, but it doesn't take much.
Not with no pants Kyle around.
True.
Don't go to his house and get his sourdough. That's a bad idea.
Yeah. I. Yeah. No,
Mm-mm.
I'm losing it.
Just now, I lost it a long time ago. All right, this one's about toys. Lincoln Logs were invented by Buckminster Fuller, or the total amount of money in a Monopoly game is $20,580, or Lego were invented by Frank Lloyd Wright. Boop.
I don't know. I'm gonna go with 1 and 3 are the lies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm
Yeah.
good at this game.
Yeah, the total amount of money in Monopoly is $20,580.
Yeah, I did the quick math in my head, and that's what it worked out to.
1 second. Yes, that's the right answer.
Oh, yes.
Is he the what? No, he's not. You mean Happy, the guy, the Happy Penis? If so, no, that's not him. Ruthie.
Well, it might be.
Well, it
I mean,
could be.
He's got no pants, so
It could be, but
he's maybe not the guy, but
yeah. I don't know. I haven't asked him. But he's not the one that goes around and introduces himself that way. Next question.
Let's move on.
Number 1. The case of Jack the Ripper was never solved. Number 2. All of Jack the Ripper's victims knew each other. Or number 3. Ripperologists credit Jack the Ripper with 5 murders.
Are these? I'm gonna say 1 and 3 again because that's it's working for me so far.
No, you're wrong. I purposely looked for one that was not 1 and 3. I was like, no.
Damn it! You're on to me.
Yeah. No.
My infallible system failed.
First off, I must say, I really enjoy the word ripperologist.
Yeah, that's kind of something, isn't it? Yeah.
It is. No, the case of Jack the Ripper was never solved.
Oh yeah, that's true. I knew that was true. I'm confused by this game. I've always played it as 2 truths and a lie.
I know, but it's not.
I
I've told you
have to
3 or
reset
4
my brain.
times. It's not the
No,
first.
I understand. I understand that. Yeah, but when you're like at an office get together and they do those icebreakers and they always go around the table and they make you play that horrible game and you have
Oh,
to
I
do 2
hate
truths and a lie.
icebreakers.
I hate that so bad. So brutal. But that's what it makes me think of. This
Yeah, well-
is much better. It's on a card, so you don't have to think of something. Yeah,
Yeah.
much better.
Thinking. Ugh.
Exactly.
All right, next beer.
Yeah. What should we do? Let's
You choose.
go with the Trois Pistoles, the
Alright.
dark horse.
Dark Horse. I need some more mezcal too.
I only brought 1 glass. That probably wasn't my best move ever, was it?
It was not. I know that we do. I know, Jammies. I didn't know I have a better name for it. I gotta tell you, something I hate worse than icebreakers though. Have you ever had to jigsaw something? Not like it's not a puzzle. You have to do it a lot in teaching. I don't know if other professions have to do it where there's like something you have to learn, but then you have to like teach other people, and so you each learn like a segment of it, and then and there's like protocol. Oh, protocol is the worst when you're like, okay, so we're gonna do this for 10 seconds, and then we're gonna do this thing for this other second, and we have to stay right on protocol. And blah, 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 blah. Makes me wanna protocol somebody right up the. Let's try this one.
It's kind of fun opening these
Right up
Unibrew
the
beers.
canoe.
Right.
I don't have fun with those ones. Those ones scare me.
That was a good sound.
My wife is actually super scared of the champagne cork as well. She's got hit before and she thinks she's going to get hit every time. So of course the first time after I knew her, when the first champagne I ever opened, it literally bounced off the ceiling, off the wall, and hit her in the head. So
From that point on, it was true
she
love.
still married me though. I don't know why, but she did.
She doesn't either. She questions.
But now
it.
she actually leaves the room when we open champagne now.
I've
Well, that
never
is a
been
lot
hit.
darker beer, isn't it?
It is, and it's almost like a sweet berryness, almost. So love at first cork. First corking.
Yeah. Weird. It's been a while since I tried that one, but it's kind of woody. It's all right though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's for me. It's not necessarily about getting hit with it. It's more the abrupt sound.
Okay.
And so there's a
I
balloon
didn't see
artist.
a jump when I popped it on the mic there.
It's muffled through, so it didn't quite
Okay.
occur as much. There's a balloon artist on Twitch. She does amazing balloon animal stuff. But they're not animals all the time, but I watch like this. like just waiting, waiting, and I can't open one of those like Pillsbury muffin roll things. I have to like take off the stuff and like put my arm way out and like close my eyes, because that helps me not hear it as much when you close your eyes. And then so like close my eyes and turn my head and like pop it like gently on the edge of the counter.
Usually you'd ask me to do it.
Yeah, but then you're not always around, so now this is how I've learned how to do it on my own.
Get it as far away from you as possible.
Yeah. Or convince the children to do it. Yeah. That works sometimes.
Yeah.
The kids want to now do balloon animals.
Is it worth it for the Pillsbury cookie stuff?
Not always.
What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, sometimes there's some. No, not always. But I'm not gonna make cinnamon rolls myself. So if
next time we should just pop one of those open and eat that, because I can get that here and you can get that there.
Let's eat a tub of cookie dough.
Yeah.
That's it, guys. 2022, cookie dough.
Things to
cookie
look
dough
forward to.
tasting with SirCressem. It'll be even more thrilling.
You won't find it anywhere else.
I don't know. There's some weird stuff on Twitch.
There really is. There really is.
I think it's good that there's so much diversity out there. But there's some weird stuff on Twitch that you just don't know it's there until you stumble upon it and you're like, huh. Didn't know there'd be an audience for this.
And there is.
There is.
And there is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, bubblegum. Swallowed bubblegum will stay in your stomach for 7 years. Bubblegum is 60 to 70% sugar. The first bubblegum ever marketed was Bazooka.
2 are lies, right?
Yes.
2 and 3 is a lie.
You
no.
Number one.
The 7-year thing is a lie.
I thought you were going to say 7 and 8.
Even after I clarify the game, I still am confused by the game. That's how ingrained this thing is of the 2 truths and a lie. I was like, I got this.
I got it, guys. I got it.
Discard 1. It's the lie. I know it. I'm going to say 1 and 2 are the lies.
No, actually, bubblegum is in fact 60 to 70% sugar.
Bazooka Joe was not the first bubblegum.
No, they were not. I don't know who was. But no.
Somebody else.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Edvard?
Try again.
Edvard? I mean, that's what it is. Okay. I just don't know how.
It wasn't a mistype. It's not Edward.
No.
That they just put as a V on the card.
No.
Okay.
All right. Edvard Munch made 6 versions of the Scream. 1 in colored chalk. 2 million M&Ms were offered as a reward for the return of the Scream. Or 3, the original name for the Scream was Nature's Anxiety. I'm pretty sure that's just like,
I'm going to say 2 or 3 are lies. I have no idea on that one.
No, number 2 is real. 2 million M&Ms were offered as a reward for the return of the Scream.
Was it stolen, the Scream?
I mean, it must have been if somebody was like...
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't believe there's not a movie about that. There's so many movies about art heist. Why would there not be one about the actual one that happened?
And the chance for 2 million M&Ms.
Well, yeah, this is a story in itself.
It's a built-in sponsor.
I know. Absolutely. We were playing Urban Legends the other day. I don't know. Was that one? Let's try this one. Maybe this one won't break SirCressem's brain. Probably will.
Probably. It doesn't take much.
This one is just true or false. There's only one answer. All right. It's fact or fiction. Sorry.
Bootsy Bug says they painted the picture of the Scream when my blind date saw me.
See. face melted.
And I don't know if you caught it back there, but your main mammy said you have to visit her before you come to Quebec.
Yeah, she lives in Livermore Falls. Yeah. That's right.
Just how about
drive
you all
through
come
on
to
the
Quebec?
way to
Just
Quebec.
do that.
Practically.
Yeah,
all the way to Quebec.
just come. All come to Quebec. There's room for
We'll
everyone.
pick her up on the way.
Road trip.
Yeah.
Road
Winter
trip.
Carnival's in February. You can book a room at the Ice Hotel.
That does not sound like something I would like, actually.
It's a thing. It's real.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. You
I
can stay
just-
there. It costs like $300 a night to stay there.
Listen. So this week, I had to go and see a doctor because my hands, they go numb, and the doctor was worried that it might be carpal tunnel. So I had to go and
That's what happens when you spend 100 hours in Melbourne.
yeah, no shit. But no. So they found out it wasn't, and the way they find out if it is or if it isn't, or at least rule it out, is you lay on this bed, and this guy that has no sense of humor comes up next to you, and you're just trying to like crack jokes because that's what you do, and then he's just like, yes, no. And so you're just like, okay. And then he takes this like little wand with like 2 little prods on it, and he like puts like little rings things on your finger, and then he goes, all right, I'm gonna just send electric shocks through your arm. And he just like
This sounds fun.
puts it on you, and then he like, all right, now. And then your whole body goes, boom. Do you get it? Was, and that was the good part. It was.
That was the good part.
Yeah, he did that on both the left and the right, and it was horrible. It was horrible. It my whole body just felt like it was being, you know, like when you like in the winter and everything's dry, so you just like touch something and it goes and you get like zapped. Do you don't get zapped like that when you touch stuff?
I've not got zapped before. No, sorry.
You've never got like an electric shock zap?
Well, accidentally, yeah, but like not on purpose.
No, but I mean like not from like a plug, but like just because it's like dry and you touch like
Static
Oh, like a
Yeah,
static.
static
Yeah, sorry.
electricity.
Yeah. Well, yeah, sure. Yeah.
yeah, like that, but like a million times worse.
Oh.
million times.
A million times worse.
Sign me up.
And that was the good part.
Oh, I'm very sorry
I've
to hear
not
that.
peed on an electric fence. That would be kind of hard to do. I did take down an entire radio station with static electricity before, right in the middle of Democracy Now! So that was fun.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Then on the other side, he took these needles and he like,
Is that why you don't work in radio anymore?
maybe.
All right, moving on.
He took these needles and he like put them into my hand and another one in my upper arm area, my elbow area, and he put them in and he's like, okay, now I need you to like work your hand. So I had to like move my hand with a needle in it, and then he's like, okay, now don't do anything. All right, now I'm gonna poke it, and he moved it around while it's in me. He moved the needle around.
That doesn't sound pleasant to me. I'm going to be honest right now. I mean, perhaps that's some people's cup of tea, but no, it sounds real bad.
Yeah, no, I don't cry, but I almost did on that table where I wanted to like yell at this guy. I did tell him, I said, you know, you're not the favorite doctor I've ever seen before. He's like, yeah, a lot of people don't like coming here. I was like, wonder why.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
But
But at the end of the day, you don't have carpal tunnel.
I don't. I do have, I'm not good at pronouncing it. I do have Raynaud's though. So any cold makes my fingers turn like yellow and then like blackish gray. So I look like a zombie if it gets really bad. So sleeping on
Oh
ice
my
sounds
goodness.
horrible.
Yeah, I mean they provide you actually the bed is made out of ice, but it's covered with fur and blankets and everything, and then they give you like hardcore snow suits and everything and sleeping bags, and you sleep in that. Apparently it's all right, but it doesn't seem like it's ever going to be comfortable. And for $300 a night, like thank you very much. I'll just go to the Hilton over here and have a good old time at the pool on the roof, and I'll visit the ice hotel during the day. Thank you.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
somebody asked about the hot tubs. There is actually hot tubs at the ice hotel, but they are not in the ice hotel. They're outside. You go outside, you go in the hot tub, and then you come back in.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's quite something. You can actually also get married at the ice hotel. I know somebody that got married at the ice hotel.
I bet that's beautiful.
It's pretty neat. Yeah, they do like chandeliers and everything out of ice and all kinds of sculptures and everything. It's quite something.
So the second next time that we get married, do you want to get married there?
Sure.
Okay. You're invited.
Cool. I'll book you. I'll book you in for February.
No, that's not going to be the second next time we get married. That's
Oh, okay.
we haven't done the first next time we get married.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did the math again, just like Monopoly.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
All right. What beer are we on now?
Whatever you want.
Let's make a Jason decide this time.
See, there you go.
Pass the buck. Pass the buck. While he's deciding,
What's it gonna be?
a man picked up a young girl hitchhiking and took her home. When he arrived at her address, she was gone.
Oh my
Her
God.
dad told the man that she had been killed 2 weeks earlier in a car accident at the same intersection. Fact or urban legend?
Oh God. I was supposed to listen to all that, wasn't I?
Yep.
I'm gonna go with fact.
Nope, you're wrong. Vanishing hitchhiker stories are everywhere and enormously varied, but none of the stories have ever been proven. Perhaps because the proof vanishes.
That's what it is.
All right, what'd you get?
Wanna do the fin de monde?
We're going to do the end of the world.
All right.
Bootsy only gets married in nice hotels. Not nice ones, ice ones.
Ice ones.
How many marriages have you had, Bootsy?
I don't know how many of you have in Armenia.
More or less than bankruptcies.
Bootsy's in Armenia?
Yes.
Wow. I did not know that.
I don't know. I think the proof vanishes though. But I'm not sure.
The proof vanishes.
Yeah.
When you
Oh,
ask too
here we
many
go.
questions.
9% beer.
See, yeah, Bootsy says, what time is it here? He doesn't know. None of the clocks work.
Okay.
See? Proof vanishes.
It's good not to have a clock.
Yeah.
If you don't need it, throw it out. This one, the fin de monde, I think of the Unibrews, it's always my favorite. I really like it.
Yeah, it's a pretty clean one. There's not a lot of extra flavors in there. It doesn't lean too heavy. For 9%, it's very light tasting.
True, yeah. It's a very beery beer.
I wouldn't actually say, like, for somebody that hates beer, they probably would pick it up on it pretty quickly, but I wouldn't say that I don't know. I feel like it's a lot smoother than beery beers. Like, you know what I mean? Like, some people think of, like...
Yeah. Well, it's not like super hoppy or something like that, like an IPA or anything.
Yeah. I think when most people, though, think of beer, they think of, like, Bud.
The classics.
Yeah.
Pabst and Bud.
Yeah,
Bud is horrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, like my dad comes to visit, and he always goes to Costco when he buys like a 48 pack of Bud Light, and they stay for 5 days, so he'll drink what, three. Then I'm left with 42 Bud Lights, and he'll come back like a year later, 2 years later, as it is now with COVID, and I still have them.
Dad, don't worry, you don't even have to go back. I
think he's been here 3 or 4 times, and finally the last time he's like, this beer isn't good anymore, and you keep giving it to me. I'm like, I don't know, I'm not gonna drink it. So it's
Ruthie,
still
thank
there
you
right
so much
now.
for coming in. We really appreciate that. We will see you again real soon. We do have Ruthie coming on the show. I don't have my calendar in front of me, but I do believe it's in February. So all you fans of Ruthie, much like myself, make sure that you keep an eye out. We are going to get our acts together at some point. Even the mini islands were saying, are you guys going to like sometime just not be working on stream all the time? I'm like, yeah, we're gonna get there. And we will have a calendar. And when that calendar comes out, Ruthie will be on it. So thank you so much for coming in tonight, Ruthie. We really appreciate it.
Bye,
Hope
Ruthie.
you have a wonderful night. I think that we are going to take just a quick moment while we drink this beer. We are going to let you all watch a quick little thing. Well, I hope you'll still stay with us for a little bit longer, SirCressem, and be with us when we come back. I think it's only February 10th. That's right, Ruthie. I think it's only like 3 minutes. We're going to watch a sandwich corner from Davy is Eating Sandwiches. You found it?
Found it.
All right, so we're going to pop that on and watch that. And there is no stinger. We're just going to push a button and there it'll be, and then we'll come back. Got it? Got it. Ready?
Bare bones. Here
Set.
we go.
Go.
You can feel the holidays coming all around you. I mean, wherever you go, the decorations and the music in the streets and in the stores and everything else, and all the commercials you see on TV. And as we get closer to what is going to be a special time for a lot of us, one of my favorite things to think about is the meals we'll have during Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And in my family, in particular my mom's family, who is from the Philippines, we like to do holiday ham with breaded rolls with breadcrumbs on the top, which we call pandesal. And in the middle of it, we use sharp Cracker Barrel cheddar cheese. And altogether, it makes these little fun little sliders, which I like to have at Christmas time. Now, I don't have one of those with me. I don't have ham or cheese or bread to show you on camera, but I can show you each of the ingredients on screen just to give you an idea of how you can make your own rolls to make little sliders at Christmas time. It's really awesome. So whatever holidays you celebrate, I think you can enjoy this, for the season. So it starts with this. We begin with the ham, and there it is. And this is the way my grandma makes it. She makes the ham with these pineapple rings on the top and the glaze and everything else. And it comes out great. And you can see it's on this great table. This is not the ham that my grandma makes, but it's one that's like it. So you pretty much just have to make a ham, get it from the store, and then do the proper glaze with the brown sugar, and then get the pineapple slices on the top. And it's just so good. Like, you can have ham for days. Like, there's so much ham here on this particular roast. So then you've got the cheddar cheese. And I don't know if this is actually Cracker Barrel sharp cheddar cheese, but this is pretty much what it looks like. It comes in squares like that, and you can slice them. I tend to like to slice mine pretty thick, so I get the knife and I make it probably about the thickness you see over here. That's about what I want. Like about, I don't know, maybe, what does that look like to you? Maybe half an inch? That seems about the thickness I like for the ham, for the cheese in the slider. And then the third component is the bread roll. And these are the bread rolls we like to make. It's in our family, it's called pandesal. and we use Bridgeford dough. And but what we do is we put breadcrumbs on the top of it, so just create this little sandy texture on the top, and they come out great. And this is pretty much how it looks. You just take your Bridgeford dough and roll them up into balls, and then you bake them in the oven, and it comes out just like this. It's perfect. And I think you get some breadcrumbs to put on the top to create that texture for the rolls. You put them all together, and then they just make just a great little baby sandwich that you can enjoy during the holidays. And so when you're opening gifts or whatever else, you're hanging out with family, it's really cool. So for our Christmas, that's what we like to do. And so that's about all I have this month. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season, all of you out there. And I hope you're being kind to each other. And thanks for having me on Vibing. I hope you have a great holiday season yourselves, you and your husband and everybody else at Island Vibing Presents.
And we're back. Jason is a little late, but now he's back too.
I'm here.
You're like half a second
Late to
behind.
the party. Yeah. What's that about?
Yeah, I don't know. So
Hello.
thank you so much to Davey. I hope that he has a wonderful holiday time as well. And thank you for sticking around through that delicious looking ham. SirCressem, appreciate it. And those sandy buns.
I'll be eating some.
Sandy buns?
Oh yeah, bring it on.
It's a little too cold here to get any sandy buns.
It is making me hungry actually. All these sandwiches moving across the screen.
Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that about the
We
sandwich
need to order a poutine and get it delivered. That's what we should have planned ahead here.
Yeah, we do love that about when we go to Quebec, getting some. I definitely pronounce that wrong because I put a lot more sounds in mine than you do.
It's all right. Poutine is the way English folks say it. Here they pronounce it poutine. There's so many silent letters in French. When you come from the English world and then you try to learn French, it's so confusing because there can be words that are very long and half of the letters you don't pronounce. And there's a bunch of sounds that we just don't know how to do. So if you don't learn how to do them when you're young, it's very, very hard to do it when you're older.
Well, I mean, I
Ours
feel
are
like it's the
tough.
same way the other way too. There's things that you say that
Right, like H's, when you speak French your whole life, H's are very difficult to say.
I
So it's,
can't think of a specific one because I can only speak English and then also first year high school French if somebody's making me take a test, and that's the extent of my French. I can ask where the bank is in Spanish. You just go like this with your hands and you say banco. That's it. And then you, after you get your money, you go,
Then they rob you.
cerveza. So
The last time I was in Mexico, it was before COVID, probably 4 or 5 years ago, and we went to Playa del Carmen, and I'd been there a few times in the past, and it was always pretty normal. But the last time I went, I don't know if you guys have been there lately or anybody in the chat, but
I don't think you've
literally-
ever been to Mexico, right?
oh yeah, literally everywhere I went, it didn't matter if I was walking down the beach, walking down the street, people were coming up and asking me if I wanted cocaine. Like everywhere, like just like coming up and say, "Hey man, you want some cocaine?" I'm like, no, I don't.
Fine.
Thanks, though. I appreciate the offer, but no, I'm good. And I said to my wife, like, do I look like a cocaine guy now or something? Like, why is everybody asking me if I want cocaine? I swear I got offered cocaine 15 times the last time I was in Mexico, and literally 0 times in the 3 or 4 other times I've been there.
I can honestly say that I have never in my life been offered cocaine.
it was really weird.
Ever.
And I don't know if it's kind of the, with more legalization in the world that they're just becoming bolder, or if it's
I
a
didn't
scam where
know
they
cocaine
take you
had
into the
become
back
legal.
alley and beat the hell out of you and rob you. Who knows? I mean, but I'm saying no to that when I'm in Mexico. Thank you very much.
No, I'm fine.
Yeah, I've seen Narcos. I'm not gonna get involved with anything like that in Mexico. Thank you.
I had this part of my ear pierced in Mexico with my mom. We went down to Mexico, and we were hanging out, and I was like, I'm gonna get my ear pierced, and they say you right in front of a mirror, and then they take a really big needle and they go like this and shove it through, and then blood just goes, and I was like, So that wasn't a healthy time for me.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Because they tell you the whole time.
Bootsy was not offered cocaine, so there you go. Like, what's going on here?
If Bootsy's not getting
do a poll.
offered,
Do I look like a cocaine guy?
Can we start a poll? Does SirCressem give off the vibe of someone who would like to have cocaine? At the same time, can you turn on that mature audience thing there, Rox? I heard you could do that with a flip of a switch.
You need to picture him without a beard, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I did not have a beard at the time. That's
It's a
true.
non-bearded Cressem.
Yeah, his head was different back then.
His head was different. Yeah, the whole head was different.
Absolutely different. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah, Mexico's weird. Also, we had some mezcal tonight.
There is a
Tangentially
poll.
related to tequila. When you are in Playa del Carmen, do not buy tequila from the tequila shops on the street.
No?
It is overpriced garbage.
Yeah.
Just get it from the airport on the way home. It's better.
Don't buy local.
Everything else buy local, but the tequila is a ripoff.
So it is just, the poll is vibe. Yes? No.
I see that.
That's it. That's what we got. That's all you get, Cressem. Sorry about that.
Wow, it's 100% yes. Yeah.
I think that's a good thing.
Is it? Is that a good answer? Keeping it clean.
I think it's yes that I do not.
Okay. All right. So if we had the end of the world, we should probably have it's not the end of the world to just rectify things.
Yeah, I just poured a new glass of the end of the world, but yeah, we'll do that.
You only have one glass, so you better clean it out.
I've got my mezcal glass, so we'll use that.
Okay.
I'm gonna be up for a while tonight with these big bottles. So let's see what happens here. Ce n'est pas le fin du monde. You ready?
I know it's coming this
Here it is.
time.
That was pretty light.
That was okay. Don't put in that one. We're not doing a mix here. All right, so I think we should play this other game I was going to play with just Jason, but we're going to have to do it kind of on the fly because we can't.
Wow, 71, 100% yes.
71.
So Jedi contributed 350 channel points.
Well, there you go. There you
We'll
go.
have to-
It's official.
But I don't know what he was meaning by that, though, so I feel like it's open to interpretation.
Way to go, Jedi. I think we maybe need to modify the rules of these polls. It doesn't seem fair.
How many points was it for a vote?
I have no idea. That is one of the things on our list still of, somehow I have been typing to rocks.
That is a lot of letters.
Main Mammy is asking if we're going to finish all these beers. Well, I know I'm probably not. I've got,
Well, we
I've
only
got
have 2
4
left.
open
And,
beers
and
now,
Jason
and
and I
if
are
I
only...
do that, I may not wake up tomorrow.
I just want to show you what I've been typing to rocks.
Ah,
Yeah. I don't know how that happened, but if that gets sent, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to
it's
delete that out.
10 points about.
When they start actually being worth something, Jedi's not going to have anything left.
Jedi earns a lot of channel points.
Wow, you guys have fancy stuff. When I click on the points and it says like get started. You're good at these technical things.
Yeah.
Not as fancy as you are.
What is happening here?
Our lights don't change like yours yet.
That it's a free thing. It cost me $20 to set that up. If you ever want to do it, I'll help you out. But
Yeah.
it only seems to work half the time.
We've got an idea.
Yeah.
It's an idea.
Yeah, ping me for that. It's I know probably a lot of streamers, and there's lots of streamers that are in the chat. I mean, it's a program. It's called Lumia Stream. It's a free program. You just download the program, and then you set up your redeems. And with the free version, I think you get 5 points redeems that you can set up or something like that. Plus, you can set up your followers and your raids and things like that with whatever you want for flashing or changing colors or whatever. But it does seem to be a bit buggy, and then it doesn't work sometimes. But the lights I ordered on Amazon for, I think it was $20 for 2 lights.
It's not bad. Yeah, I did see that one. That looks, yeah. I might reach out for some info on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got plans. They're not purple. We've got some plans though.
Oh yeah, special.
You know what they are. Why are you asking in a questioning voice? There's like
Special.
yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so I have to. Oh, that was why I pulled up Discord. I keep getting so confused by things. Nope, not confused. Distracted. Distracted is the word.
What's the verdict on Ce n'est pas le fin du monde
Oh, I haven't sipped it yet because I was trying to look up something.
versus the other?
It's brighter. It has like a more of a, not quite citrus, but kind of like in that realm of like, that's an official beer term. I don't know if
That
you knew
is.
that.
I've seen that before. Yeah, I think the Germans use that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's an IPA. The other one's a triple.
Okay, there you go.
So
That explains it.
we are going to, oh, I bet you can do this. Can you? Okay, we're going to do something. Jamie's back. Okay, so where it says my name, can you make a tiny browser for Twitch? Can you make it fit here?
A tiny browser
Like-
to fit in your box.
Yep. We're going to play a game.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, C-Dub actually set up his lights this week as well.
Oh, they're blue.
I don't think you have point redeems yet, though, do you? So
Oh,
I told him the name of the program, and he ran with it. And now he's rolling too. Pretty soon, we're all gonna have crazy lights.
yeah. We've got lights plans. We've got cat plans. Not necessarily the cat plans you would think. Just chat. He's got chat commands.
Oh, there you go.
What are we doing with this?
Can you go to Twitch with it?
Yep.
Twitch it up, baby.
Okay, I'm on the the. I know how to get to Twitch.
All right, can you put that on my face?
Oh, football's on.
No, don't watch football. Stop looking at the shiny
It's on
lights
the front
and
page.
bubbles.
It's hard to avoid it.
Just put it up on my face.
Okay. See if they'll let us put football on your face. Nope, it's blacked out.
Aw, too bad.
Are your plants real, by the way?
Which ones?
The plants around you.
Some of them are, yes. Some of them aren't.
Oh, I see. I think. Can we play 2 Lies and a Truth or whatever it is called?
We can in a minute, yeah. But first, we're going to play a game. Okay. So, the way this game works is I'm going to say a stream name, and you are going to tell me, you and Adjacent are playing, both of you. You are going to tell me what you think they...
I just need to pause this for a second. I just think it's funny how they are able to take away licensed video, yet the closed captioning stays. That's a technological miracle. I don't know how they do this. You can't screen share a video that's licensed, but the closed captioning stays on it. Sorry, that just
Even the commercials
boggles
are
my
gone.
mind. Yeah, the commercials blacked out too. It's really weird. All right, continue. Sorry.
All right, so the way this game works is I'm going to tell you a screen name, and you're going to tell me what you think that they stream.
Ooh.
And some of them are going to be softballs, and some of them are not. And then
Sweet.
we will pull them up, and we will read their little bios and go for that. Some of them, they stream 2 things. So the chat can award you points if you get some of it, but not all of it.
Chat decides.
Yep, chat decides. All right. So, first up, we have Mini Pig Play. You can't start typing it yet.
Oh, sorry.
You have to wait.
I can move the search box up.
And sorry, what we have to guess the categories that they
No,
stream?
you have to guess what they stream. Like, what is it that they actually stream? Because you can't just say, like SirCressem, you know, well, you just stream music. But, I don't know, you can't, you have to, like, try to get, like, see what they stream. Like, what is it they actually do?
They stream Peppa Pig.
Peppa Pig. No, what you have to say what you think they stream.
Oh, I gotta say it too.
Yeah, both of you.
Mini Pig Play.
Mini Pig Play.
Yeah, Peppa Pig. All day long.
Pig,
All day long.
pig video games.
Pig video games. You guys are good. So, go ahead. Type it in. Mini Pig Play.
Oh, they're live.
Yep, this was a softball. You can probably just have to click into their, like, profile.
That was a softball, was it?
Yeah. Literally mini pigs.
Okay, so it's like the adorable kittens.
But the pig
mini
version.
pigs.
I tried to give you an easy one.
So there is actually mini pigs playing,
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
and they got like 200,000 followers probably.
Probably.
Because really, that's quite awesome.
Yeah.
They've been live for 47 hours.
There you go. Those pigs are exhausted.
Yeah,
No
they
wonder
are.
they're sleeping.
Look at them. There's a threshold you get. Once you get over like a 20-hour stream, there's usually sleeping involved
Yeah.
for people
mean-
and pigs.
People and pigs, yeah. Jamie, I followed them. We got one. Why are you awake?
Oh my god, it's 12.
Go to bed, kid. Seriously.
I am a monster. I haven't been up this late in like so long.
Good news is that there's no school tomorrow. Okay. Bye-bye.
I know that move. I've done that move before.
This happens once in a while.
Yeah.
If
No.
you guys have ever
Go to bed.
anybody that's ever been on my streams, this happens.
Yeah.
There's been times where there's been 2 kids jumping on the bed behind me, and it's just part of the deal.
I'm Olivia.
Okay.
Good night.
Bye. That's going to be the highlight of her week right there, by the way.
So Bring Me Rocks typed in feed. Cosmic Jammy earned oink coins.
I earned oink coins.
So, it's not, we have at least gotten, Jamie said she followed. So we have gotten at least one streamer, one follow. We can just say that we are a success. We have completed our mission.
There you go.
We have helped people find people, well, pigs, I guess.
That's a fun stream.
They dropped food in the bowl and it was like, slurp, gone.
Look at that. They wake right up from sleeping and just devour
Newfoundlanders call it heich. What is that?
I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what my mom said.
Oh, there, we can actually show it. Cool.
Santa flamingos on their stream.
They really go like sleep and then like eat this dropped food and then go back to sleep.
Yeah, they just like snuggle in a pig pile. Oh, it's a pig pile. Guys, it's a pig pile.
It is. Right.
Is there like point redeems to give them food?
Cosmic Jamie says
That would be
she
pretty
earned
awesome.
oink coins. I mean, that seems like a thing. Seed up, throw snacks. Jamie, I love them.
I see our emotes in there.
Oh, there's some more food.
Go.
That one's named Vibing. You can tell because it has a name tag. H is pronounced H instead of H. H.
Let's be real though, folks. I mean, does anybody actually watch that for more than 5 minutes ever?
Listen, we've introduced otters, and they're so stinking cute. I would totally watch otters all the time. Look at our flamingos. They're hanging out with the pigs.
This is interesting.
There is a feed command. Nice. Nice.
There's a pig butt.
Back to sleep.
All right, next up.
Did either of us win that one?
No.
Okay.
But look at the sandwiches.
Pigs only wish they could get their hands on those sandwiches.
I watched the baby owls for hours. Well, are they like wild baby owls? Like, were you watching a nest? Because that'd be cool. Okay, next up. Good game.
Well, that was a big fail anyway.
Yeah, you guys failed at the one. In an owl box. Wow. Good game curry.
Curry? Like
Curry?
the sauce?
Curry. Kuri.
It's a hockey stream.
Hockey stream. Yes, please do.
It's hockey based. Yari Curry. Edmonton Oilers, 1989.
Say the name again.
Good game curry.
Yeah, I'm going with it.
SirCressem says
I like it.
hockey adjacent.
How specific do we need to get with our guesses?
I mean, you have to be in the right realm. You said pig video games. That's wrong.
I'm aware I failed at the first one.
It kind of is a pig video.
It's
and it's a game because you can give them food. I think that
No.
one counts actually.
Nope.
I like his assessment.
You're wrong. Just come on. We don't have all night for this.
I mean, Peppa Pig, no, but pig video game, kind of.
no.
Closer.
No. Continue.
If someone has to win, it's me.
Adjacent.
Let's see. One more time. Give me the name.
Good game curry.
Good game curry.
Totally, it's about Yari Curry. Has to be.
It's either hockey or food. Even though it's not the right spelling at all.
Jedi's now following. Look, we've totally completed our mission. We have helped people find other streams.
That's it. Shut it down.
Thank you all. It's been lovely. We're ending on a high note. It's a hockey food.
Hockey food, yeah.
All right, type it in.
Right, how you spell it?
Good,
Good.
followed by game,
Game.
and then Kuri.
Curry. Nope, I wouldn't have guessed that one.
Now go to her about page.
It's gotta be something about curry.
No, this is a singer.
Singer, songwriter, Toronto, Canada.
Yep.
And all her songs are about yari curry.
They're still on Piggies. So yeah, actually, this is who we will be rating into on Saturday when we do the charity stream. So good job for studying ahead.
Wow.
So yeah, singer-songwriter out of Canada that we will be rating
Nice.
into on Saturday.
There's so many streamers. It blows my mind. Like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
So if you want to pre-follow,
Toronto seems to be a hotbed.
it is
too.
a hotbed too. Yeah.
It is, yeah.
We were supposed to do a Toronto road trip pre-pandemic. It got canceled. But now we have so many stops we have to add to our road trip when we actually get to do it.
Right.
Okay, next.
Quebec is closer.
We've already discussed this, Cressem. We can talk to you about that not on stream.
All roads lead to Quebec.
Notes. It's 4 hours and 48? Is it 48 minutes?
Is it?
I think so. 4 hours and 48 minutes. I kept looking up how to get, how far you were away from certain beer stores, and my Google Maps kept trying to tell me how far away I was from the address I was putting in before I put in, no, destination is different. So, yeah. So that's how far away we are from each other, if you were curious. Either 48 or 58. Totally followed the owls. Hoot
4.5
House
hours.
live
That's
stream.
not bad at all. That's close. Okay, next Hoot House live stream. It's Baby Owls.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say pause for one moment. One moment here, folks. Gonna just take 1 second. A quick follow. And back to our programming.
That was live stream. I definitely didn't type in the right thing.
No, you didn't. I don't know what. Jason, you are just about cut off.
Second time's charm.
I already followed them.
Oh, good. All right.
Oh, it's
Night
barn
vision.
owls too.
Oh, those are the best owls.
Okay.
Wow. This is pretty intense right here.
All right. Next up is notes and volts.
Say it again.
Notes, Notes, and volts, VOLTS.
Notes and volts.
So they're making music with electricity.
You can't think of anything, so you're just gonna defer, or you think so too.
It's an electric guitarist.
Okay, type it in.
Builds electronic circuits that make noise. So, do they make guitars?
No.
Oh.
SirCressem was close enough. You were wrong.
Oh, man.
Also, though, his name is Dave. If bonus points if you had have said, well, it's a guy named Dave. All right, next up.
Essential information right there.
I'm going to say Dave. And, all right, so the next up is Rox's favorite of the ones I came up with. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Noodle beef noodle.
Oh.
Noodle, beef noodle.
I got a smiling emoji, and then still chuckling over noodle, and then she said something, and then noodle, and then lots of noodles. She really liked that one.
2 noodles
Did she just, yeah, noodle beef noodle.
with the beef in between.
Yep. Couple noodles with some beef.
Go on ahead, adjacent. I'll give you first go at that one.
A beef stroganoff chef. Yep,
Okay?
that's mine.
So I'm gonna say that it's a stir fried cooking show that also does guitar. After they noodle some,
After they're done
some riffs
cooking,
on the
they
guitar
throw-
after
they
cooking
bring
some
some-
noodles. Yeah. Little cowbell always makes it better.
The answer is it's just a weird noodle. That's the about page. I'm the weirdest noodle you've ever met. Does that really tell us anything?
No. If you look at what they actually do, they play retro video games.
I'm disappointed, actually. I love me some retro video games, but I was hoping for more with that name.
Well,
Wow.
I mean, maybe you should go and invest in her channel. It's a really good name. Maybe
It is a good handle. Yeah,
if she,
it pulls you in.
yeah, maybe if she had more people believing in her and investing in her future, she could be the best noodle beef noodle that anyone could ever be.
I bet she is the best beef noodle.
She could maybe
I
start
think so.
cooking stir fry and beef stroganoff and playing guitar after she retro games.
We've got good ideas for her.
Yes. The
Yeah,
mod father,
yeah.
not our mod, but a father who is the mod of Jillian Hayek, who will be on our show, is in our chat. Welcome in, Stuart. We are playing a game of What Do They Do? It had no stinger, so you didn't miss that, but you did miss that Noodle Beef Noodle does not cook beef stroganoff or make stir fry and then play guitars. They are a retro game.
I feel we were quite close.
So close. On all of them, really. I mean, so close.
Yeah, really, we were really millimeters away in every case.
Yes.
Stuart watched Jedi feed some pigs. Nice. So good that you were able to watch that. It was a good time had by all. Yeah. All right, next up we have Hank Bud.
Hank Bud.
What?
Hank Bud.
Like BUD?
Close, but it's B-U-D-D. Hank Bud.
I think I know this one.
You might.
That's got to be That's got to be Americana. Just music.
Just music.
All right, music.
I'm gonna say
Either that or he sells propane and propane accessories.
So we got music or propane and propane accessories.
Yeah.
Jammies knows this one.
Yeah, I want that to be my answer, but I think he's an instrument builder.
All right, so we have an instrument builder or a musician slash propane salesman.
All right, let's see. The suspense is killing me.
Drum roll, please. Was the worst drum roll ever.
Oh, look at that.
Instruments.
Making a ukulele.
Nice.
Did I win that one?
You did. You won that one.
Oh, thank you.
You
I had
did
insider
good.
information though.
It's okay if you get around Twitch.
I get points for that?
Yeah, you get points for getting around.
Oh, wow. That's weird for your wife to say.
Hank Hill music.
Yeah.
I like Hank Hill music, yeah.
But yeah, this is kind of one of those things. Like, I think that it's really awesome. Like the idea of what somebody building these things, but I never would have thought to like specifically look up somebody on Twitch building these types of things. But if you look at his setup right there, it looks interesting and actually like cozy.
Yeah. It looks really cool. I think
Yeah.
Kev from the bunker raided him one time, and he was giving away one of his ukuleles, I think, like with you could buy tickets, using either channel points or some sort of points from his channel.
Jammies might know more than I would. She's been a mod better than I have been. We're gonna go with better.
Better mod.
She's a better mod. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that was before your modding
His
time.
beards definitely make me feel inadequate.
Yeah.
Someday.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So
this is about the best that it's ever gonna be.
So, Jason has grown a beard before, like a SirCressem type of beard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could do like first one channel point or however we want to do it. Redeem could be pie in your face because that's the first thing I want to do, and then a second thing could be either to people could, I don't know, can you vote with channel points? Either don't grow the beard or grow the beard.
Could have two competing like community challenges.
And whichever one reaches it first, you can cancel the other one out.
No shave till Brooklyn.
Oh, Mr.
C-Dub actually had a points redeem for a while to shave his beard. He's got a serious beard going on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he does.
It was like 70,000 points or something like that. But I think
But
people got too close to it.
I know that Jedi just like took down that last poll, but like, can you do like a long running like channel point type of thing? I know, and you can do like a community challenge.
It's all about the kids, C-Dub.
Oh, my eyeballs freaking out.
It's at least C-Dub. It's at least good that your kids don't want you to shave. My kids just don't care about me.
Yeah.
Did they notice you had a different head?
I gotta be honest, I did not know you had 2 children.
I have 2. Yeah. Olivia shows up on the stream here and there. The other one is younger, so she sleeps more consistently at that time of night. But she has shown up when I did like a Saturday afternoon stream, and they were jumping on the bed behind me at one point.
How old is your younger?
She's 5.
Perfect. Ours both have playmates.
Oh yeah.
Next
your kids
summer,
are how old are your kids?
7 and 10.
7 and 10. Yeah, 5 and 11. Close enough.
Close enough. Go play on the lawn, kids. Tisk,
The
tisk.
only thing
Go,
closer than that is mini pigs being big video games.
Yeah, no, those are not
I
close.
still think that you got the point for that one, by the way.
All right, next up. He did not. All right, next up is Chimpkin Tamara. Chimpkin Tamara.
Oh man.
I will defer again.
Oh, no.
First choice.
I defer to you, sir.
I'm going to go with fashionista.
Ooh.
Animal print fashion.
Wow.
If you're curious, what kind of fashionista? She specifically works in animal print.
I'm gonna go with singer.
Singer. Type it in. Let's see it up.
Misspelling.
Monkey stream?
Monkey stream. That would surely be awesome. Oh, crafting.
What did she say?
She's got 1,000 followers. That's cool. Real life
Interesting.
chickens.
She streams her chickens. And
She's a bean. She's a bean. What does that mean?
I don't know. But she streams with her chickens and plays video games, pretty much.
They're not a singer.
Not a singer. No. There's a lot of just her showing chickens. Yep. If you watch her, like if you scroll up to her little video thing, there's just a lot of like cut-tos of chickens. Can you make it go again?
The video.
Yeah. Like her trailer video. Oh.
Oh yeah, the actual chickens, live
Yeah.
chickens. Wow.
Yeah, see? Just chickens. It's just like chickens.
Chickens.
Chicken.
chilling.
And cats.
Chicken. Chicken.
Wow. That's a lot of different chickens though.
C-Dub was gonna guess chickens.
All right.
Yeah,
we
it's
are. We
interesting
have.
that they chose Chimpkin and it's about chickens.
We have one more, but before we do, let's pour the not canoe one, and go with that.
The what?
The one that's not a canoe. The Don de Dieu. I can't say it. This one. You can see it. They can't. This one.
Oh, Don de Dieu. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I can't say
don't
that
think
word.
I don't think I actually told the story of that one when I went through them all at the beginning.
I didn't think
know
you
I
did,
didn't.
but you said you were on the last one, so I said, "Oh, right. I guess I missed it." I didn't want to contradict you.
You gotta call me on my bull crap.
I didn't know if I was just not paying attention. Sometimes I just kind of like fade out and miss a moment.
Yeah, the Don de Dieu is that's the name of the boat that Samuel Champlain sailed from France to Quebec when they discovered North America, basically. So there you go.
All right, we're gonna have that one now.
I did not tell that story.
That was a really good story. You should have sang the jingle again.
I mean, it's a very obvious one, but it's yeah, that's what it means.
I see you put it back down.
I did.
got-
I got so many open beers that I think I'm not going to open another one tonight.
That's a good choice.
You're the one that bought all of them. In the giant form. Why'd you buy the big bottles?
That's all they had.
That's right. They don't have little bottles. All right. Next up. The final one. I'm really hoping you can get this one. Really, really hoping. The Honey Bee Hangout.
It's a trick question.
Over to you.
I don't know. At this point, I don't even know.
C-Dub says chickens.
The chickens hang out at the Honeybee Hangout.
Whoa.
Stuart agrees.
I mean, I'm gonna go with the obvious and say beekeeper.
Beekeeper. So I'm going to go with that it's a reference to Winnie the Pooh, which is a reference to the Chinese dictator, and that it's about that.
Jamie says crafting.
What's the name?
The Honey Bee Hangout. Honey spelled like honey.
Yeah.
Honey spelled like honey. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, and they're live.
Oh, they are?
That's like a bonus.
I'm not going to look at this one.
It's a lot of little holes.
Yeah, I don't really enjoy those.
Oh, it is actually bees. Beekeeper. You're right. I really thought I had that one.
I thought you might have too.
So yeah, that was oh gosh, back again.
You don't need to keep that part up.
No, not really. Oh
That's
god.
right here. I shouldn't just keep that up on screen.
I didn't. No, it's fine.
Twitch is an amazing place, though, isn't it? Like all these things exist in this place.
It is pretty cool.
It's unbelievable.
So that is the end of that segment. Thank you
No,
for getting
that was
those
a
holes off of here.
Huge success. I gotta say, that was awesome.
No, I mean it was awesomely you're horrible at it, but yeah, I think it was a success. As a segment, I loved it. We will have a stinger for that someday.
Ugly chickens. Wow.
Yeah, sure. I mean, they have wings. They're basically chickens. But yeah, so there's a whole bunch of streamers. I know that I now know I should have left the mini pigs for the end as a finale. I just was trying to give them a softball right at the beginning, and they failed.
We did.
Jason
I'm still
got
claiming
the
victory for Jason on that one.
one of the two softballs and the one that he knew. On
I'll take it.
On the other hand,
I'll take that.
SirCressem missed.
These are the most creative answers, though. Style points.
Here in the U.S., we like to make sure no one loses, and therefore, you get a participation ribbon.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I work
Honey
really
instead of
hard, I
eggs.
might be able to get most improved next season.
On our cookie dough show.
Right.
So the last thing that we have to discuss that we can talk about while you're here, because we do have another guest. His name is Melvin. He is
Melvin.
wonderful specimen. Not anything else that I could have said.
I know that you spend a lot more time with him than you should.
Totally by choice. Yeah. I love it. I choose him so much. So yes, we have one more thing to discuss, which would be some announcements. We can do that. So our first announcement would be that we do plan on having a UK friendly stream, which means not 10 p.m. Eastern.
Correct.
We're going to do that in the new year, which should be many months from now, but is only less than a month from now. If we will be doing a UK friendly stream at an earlier time, sometime in January. I will not put a date on that, except it will happen before the end of January.
That's solid.
There's a solid timeline.
What day of the week? Do you know?
Hard-hitting questions.
I said before the end of January. I feel like I
More to
told
come.
you.
More to come, folks.
I feel like I told you the information I wanted to give you.
You should have cut me off, right? Before you did this segment.
Yeah.
I mean, you can ask the questions and I'll just tell you the answers I want to give you. You can stay here. It's fine.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Stuart, I will let you know when I want to tell you. But yes, Stuart's daughter is not in the UK and will be joining us on a Thursday at 10 p.m. Which particular one it is? It's before I look. See, I did better than with what I said. Jamie's thought I was gonna say. Yeah. By the end of January, not just 2022.
Right. You specified month.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought that was pretty good. Yeah. I made a date with Jillian Hayek. I don't remember what it was, but we do have coming up some really, really good guests. I'm going to pull up a calendar because we do have some
Much
really
better
great...
than today.
Yeah. They might actually know who streams what. Oh, turds. Let's see. All right, so we do have a few things to say coming up. January 20th. See, Stuart knows. So next week we have Just Joe Syracuse. The week following, January 23rd, we are going to, big shocker, we are going to be drinking some more with Tom in Boston. I figured we would play a little non-drinking Never Have I Ever with him. He's been on the front page way too many times in the morning.
Unbelievable. Tom in Boston. That guy is great. Seriously.
He's wonderful. Like he's very chill, relaxed. I go on really super early in the morning when everybody's working, but I happen to just be on the front page every day type of play.
It's crazy, but he deserves it. He's literally a great player.
Yeah. He is. He's really talented. And then our last guest of 2021 will be Maddie Rose Acoustic, and we are going to make her sing on this stream. We don't do that to every single streamer, but she will be the next streamer that sings on the stream. We should make more streamers sing on the stream. SirCressem sang for like 3 words.
You made the right choice tonight.
He sang like 3 words. We should have made him sing more.
Next time.
Cookie dough night.
Cookie dough stream.
Yeah.
Ooh, cookie dough. Well, I'm going to write your jingles, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
You will get to hear SirCressem every night. You heard it right here, right now. SirCressem is writing our jingles.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys have seen 2.5 Men, Charlie Sheen, the jingle writer, well, he's nothing.
No, SirCressem is the next Twitch jingle writer. Woo! Joanna Park, welcome in. You made it to a live stream. Woo! Oh, look, the kittens are awake too. We've gone through a nap cycle. Oh, they found the empty beer box.
Oh no. A good thing it's empty.
Nothing beats a box when you're a cat.
Yeah, that's true.
Our first stream of the new year will be Samantha Taylor. Then we have a very special. Do you remember like when? I don't know. Maybe they don't have them in Canada. I don't know. You guys don't have good beer, so I don't know what you have up there. I'm at a loss. But you do have
Saying
good
all
beer.
this beer that we drank tonight is bad?
No. You have good beer. You don't have good beer and liquor laws.
Agreed.
The stuff you do have, most of it is good. But the laws suck.
I'm on board with you on that.
Okay, cool. But did you have like the very special episodes of like certain shows where they talked about serious things? Like the after school specials, the very special.
Yeah, we had all the same. We have the same TV basically.
I know, but did they do like play them up in the same way?
I guess so.
I don't know. When they had to talk about like, I don't know, somebody's mom dying, it was a very special episode.
Yeah, that was a thing back before streaming for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So
yeah, we had the same. We had NBC, ABC.
I don't know. I had a big giant dish that only got feed channels mostly. So we would see a lot of newscasters just standing there going, "Today reporting from Channel 13," and then they'd be like, "Okay, all right." "Today reporting from Channel 13," and they just go over and over again their lines just to practice to make sure. That was the TV we had.
Sounds great.
It was so entertaining. I mean, sometimes it was actually entertaining. But we do actually have a very special, important to me and to a lot of people here on Twitch episode with Social Clima. That was just not pronounced well. Social Clima. We're going to talk about mental health. He has a song all about mental health, and we're going to talk to him about that, and that is going to be on January 13th. Then we do have Jillian Hayek on January 20th, and February 3rd, we have Johnny and Heidi. Then the 10th, we have I Love Ruthie. And then we have a whole bunch of people that I have on my short list, which is a good list, Rocks, not a bad list.
Good list.
It's a good list, which includes cookie dough with SirCressem. Yep. Because we can't get anything else.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, those are some of the shows we have coming up. Like I said, we are going to have a calendar. It's probably not going to happen before this weekend because we do have and we don't have it to come up right now. We will show you in a little bit the schedule. I don't know. I hear she's a pretty cool chick there, Stuart. But we do have a charity stream that we are a part of this Saturday that we will tell you more about real soon. Before we do that, though, I would like to announce that I am no longer going to do Tuesday game night here on Twitch. I will be doing Monday games on Discord with our very lovely mod, Cosmic Jammies, for at least the next few Mondays until I've got a special project I'll be working on the next few Mondays in Discord. Until what?
Till what? What are you talking about?
Don't give me fluff. What am I talking about?
Melvin is gonna miss you.
Yeah.
Melvin will be fine on Tuesdays. Just fine.
I am going to be starting
Yeah.
a channel where I'm going to be doing some games with the community, and yeah.
Yeah, and I think you were saying that you're going to have people come on and show you how to game.
Yeah. I've played some games, but not a whole lot. So I'd like to have people from our community and maybe new people we find come show me how to play some games. So that's what we're thinking.
And that will take place at the Tuesday game night that is here on this channel. If it makes sense, I'll play along in Discord on Tuesdays. If it doesn't make sense, I'll heckle with anybody that wants. I mean, I will cheer with anybody that wants to in Discord on Tuesdays. Between
That's
now,
accurate.
cheering, I know I'm very supportive.
Mhm.
I am.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, I am very supportive.
Thanks for the shout out.
Between now and then, I will be working with Cosmic Jennies on making an island. As island vibing, they have them in Animal Crossing. Island adjacent will not be allowed to check out our Animal Crossing island. It'll be the grand debut in his first stream.
Yep. We'll see.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Big surprise.
we're gonna see what we can do.
I got turnips for sale.
I don't know what that means, but I hear you can decorate it and do all kinds of things, and I'm sure that we can do some things that'll be a wonderful surprise for Jason's first stream that we will give some kind of tour on. So I am a little worried. Jamie has told me that you can only have one island per Switch, we only have one Switch. As soon as we have not told the mini islands that this is the plan. As soon as they find out that this is the plan, it's gonna be bad. They're gonna be like, we want to, but we can't tell them until this is done. Because I don't know what's gonna end up on our island.
Just keep them cooking supper.
Yeah, exactly.
We need dinner. Go. Jamie, that's great. That you
I'm
can have
pretty sure you
multiple-
can have a one island per user.
No, Jamie's was telling me that there were actual parents saying that they had to split the islands down the middle during COVID because they would buy the game and it wouldn't say that you couldn't, and you can only have one island per game. And so Jamie says you can have multiple houses on the island, she thinks, but I don't know what's going to go on our island. Nope, one per Switch. So I don't know what's going to happen on our island, and I will have to potentially clean it up before we let the minis have at it after. What? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
What?
But
not kid friendly.
I don't know.
Interesting. Very interesting.
So we will see. But I have told you the past few days that we have to order that game. We have to order it really soon or it won't be here by Monday.
Let's do it.
So we need to make sure that happens. And yep. So we're gonna see what happens in our island and then go from there. We'll have the debut of that. I'm trying to convince Jammies to break her wall of not going on to Twitch and actually come on and show us her island as well. So
good luck with that.
I'm pretty persuasive.
Who's Jammy?
Cosmic Jammies.
Cosmic Jammy. See, I saw Jamie on the screen. I thought it was Jamie.
There's Jamie and there's Jammies.
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 The cosmic kind.
The cosmic kind of jammies. And finally, for announcements before we say goodnight to SirCressem.
I still can't believe you left me on for this.
I know. I don't know why you're here, but it's
You're
fine.
just asking for trouble.
Yeah, it's fine. The cats are awake too, so it's really going well. Did you see the tree? Go like this. It doesn't really come in that much. It's like here a little bit, and then
it moves into my
there
frame.
a little bit.
Yeah.
The last thing is for non-music streamers, we have Davey, who is doing a monthly segment. Bootsy, who was in earlier, who will be doing a monthly segment. Did I say non-monthly segment? Is that the word that
You
came
said
in?
non-music.
Okay, good. I was glad that's
Yeah.
what I said. A monthly segment from Davey, a monthly segment from Bootsy.
Everybody following?
I'm not. I obviously not following my train of thought. But we have 2 other weeks in there. At least. Some weeks there's 5 months. There's 5 weeks. On those particular weeks that are not Bootsy or Davey, we want to make sure that we're getting on non-music streamers, and the way we're going to be doing that is by asking people to submit a pre-recorded thing, because I talk to people too long and they become really long. So if you know anybody that you would like to have on our show that will be willing, you're going to do it. You can submit something that's that's 5 or 10 minutes long, SirCressem. Is it non-music?
Yeah. I was gonna. Were you on my channel when we got raided by that gamer
Yeah.
and they broke my yeehaw? You
Yes,
should get
I
her
was.
on. She's awesome.
Can you get I think it was a girl, right?
Yeah, it's Brazy Becca.
Yeah. Can you get her to submit a 5-minute clip of teaching us how to do something? That'd be great. Thank you.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Oh.
They could do yeehaw for 5
Yeehaw!
minutes.
So if you raid somebody and they have the command that is yeehaw, this is how you do it for 5 minutes. Yeehaw! Yeehaw!
It was longer than that.
Yeah.
I seriously almost died that night from laughing so hard.
Oh, it was intense.
That was crazy. That was so fun.
So if you know anybody that could teach us something for 5 to 10 minutes, preferably closer to 5, please let them know to submit something to us. I think that's the long and the short of that story. I think that's it, right? Those are all the things?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are all the things, SirCressem. Do you have anything to add? Any words of wisdom?
I definitely don't got that.
Okay. Any words of non-wisdom?
Well, here's the thing: when your kids say we want a dog, and your wife says we want a dog, and you say, yeah, you know, if I ever get permanent remote status for my work, we can get a dog. You need to put a time limit on that, because what happens is that you say, hey, kids and wife, I'm remote now. And then they find a dog within 2 days. And now you have a dog. And puppies are a lot of work. Just saying. Remember that, folks.
Jason knows nothing about that.
Nope.
With
2 cats climbing on his shoulders.
No idea what you're talking about.
This is the one I do tolerance training with. As soon as you start like holding her, she just that. So I just give her treats. So
That's a nice cat, though. I gotta admit.
Isn't she so beautiful? She's so
Yeah.
pretty. But she was born feral, and within a few
She
days.
related to Will?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. That's her uncle. And that's a problem, really. This is Coco. What are you looking at?
That's a really nice looking cat.
She's beautiful. And she's doing really good. We've started doing some good training with her. She's now coming when she's called. And she's accepting love, primarily when you give her treats. And then after, she'll stay. She used to immediately meow as soon as you picked her up. But she's getting a
Does
lot
she
better.
fetch?
Huh?
Does she fetch?
Not yet, but we've only started, like, it's been less than a week. The other one's working on high fives. She's getting okay.
I can tell she's got it. She's got it.
She's getting pretty good.
She's smart.
Oh, yeah, this one's smart. Yeah, this one's really smart. The other one's very pretty and very loving. Smart.
And we love them equally.
We do. Graceful and smart might not have hit Mo as hard. Oh, you ready to come give loves? Come here. Yes, this is Mo. Not as graceful. Not as smart. But super loving. Yeah, super loving.
Not right now, though. She takes to get her sister.
Yeah. But I think she's pretty too. They're both like little stuffed animals almost. Like the looks of them. They were both born feral though. Stuart has a Maine Coon. They have thumbs.
So,
we had a Maine Coon.
I hate to be a party
pooper.
pooper here, but I think I'm gonna have to log off. My dog is whining, and I'm gonna have
We're
to
gonna
take her
say
out.
goodbye to you anyways.
Speaking of the dog,
I would say when can we catch you online, but that's a mystery to everyone.
fingers crossed. Tuesday, 9 o'clock Eastern time.
Wait, Wait,
Ish.
AM or PM?
That's an AM.
Oh, right, okay. Well, enjoy all you people that can see that.
Yeah.
If you can lurk and work,
So,
I am proud of you. I can't. Thank you so much for being on. We really appreciate
thanks
it.
for having me. Yeah,
And
appreciate
hanging out
it.
for so long.
Yeah,
been a
you
long
know,
time,
an
and I
hour.
appreciate you
It
being
says
here.
it does say ish, an hour ish.
Exactly.
I did make sure that that was the case because we lie.
Thanks
Thank
a
you
lot,
so
folks.
much.
Thanks for being here.
Appreciate it. Have a good night.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye. Almost here. Ah! Oh, over here.
All right.
Okay. This camera feels really like the coloring is bad and hi.
Happens.
It does. So, thank you all for hanging out for so long. This was supposed to be a really short stream. It wasn't. We are going to switch over to our toys one. This one. Well, where are we?
There.
There we are. So we are going to be on a charity stream tonight. Nope. That was wrong. We are going to be no.
Oh no.
That was bad. We are going to be a charity stream on Saturday. There is a weekend-long charity event that is happening. It is called Jeanette Music Christmas Jingle. I can't read the last word. Drive. It is for Toys for Tots. They've done a lot of really good things for people here in Maine. I'm actually not really sure how widespread they are. Probably should figure that out before Saturday.
Yeah, they are a bit. Yeah.
So we are going to be doing that. We do have some ideas, and they'll become more crystallized by the time we get to the weekend. Stuart, the Maine Coon cat that lived with us, was actually a big bully and would not let our dog eat. I'm glad that yours is a nice one. So we will be on Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We hope that you can all make it. We hope that our mods can make it. We are being rated by Mike.
Thanks for the raid.
I didn't even know Mike streamed.
He started, yeah.
He did?
Yeah.
Mike! Congratulations! Please go follow Mike. Hey, can you go follow Mike under my name?
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
can do that. God,
There
I don't know
we go.
if that's the right way to do it, but yeah,
Just like right click. Oh, yeah.
I got it.
Thank you.
Continue.
Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. We are going to be on Saturday. The thing does go all weekend. We are going to start some fun things. I am potentially going to be doing some on-screen drawing. I am going to try to get adjacent to as well. We will be doing some weird food tastings. And I don't know what else, but we're going to figure it out. It's going to happen. It's going to be a thing. And I'm hoping that our mods will help us figure out what is our good ideas and what are really bad ideas. I don't know.
Made affiliate, Mike. Nice. Congrats.
Congratulations,
That's
Mike. That's wonderful. I'm very happy for you. I'm very sad that I didn't know before now.
Now we know.
Yes, and we will be raiding into who? Who will be raiding into? Good Game Curate.
Good game, Carrie.
Yep. That was who.
Doesn't do hockey.
No hockey
Or Indian food.
or Indian food. Nope.
All right.
Thank you so much for the follow. Much appreciated. And we do have one. We've done our announcements. We have done the Davy. The last thing we have to do is to tell you a little bit about Melvin. And then we're going to show you some we've got just a little bit left. We're going to show you Melvin first, and then we are going to get ready to say goodbye.
Okay.
All right, Melvin. Here he is. And here I am. So this is Melvin. You all know him from various places. Melvin is about to get a voice and some movement and all kinds of things. See, look. Voice, waiting so much. We are going to have a new segment with Melvin where Melvin actually speaks and will answer questions. It will be a channel point redeem, but we need to figure out what Melvin's voice will be. So we are going to have a poll. The poll will be in our Discord to start with. We're going to, I would say probably sometime tomorrow evening, we'll put up some recordings of what Melvin's voice could be. Melvin's going to voice Melvin. Cosmic Jammies? Melvin! Come on now. He just has a couple different ways he can talk. So we are going to let you know a couple of his options and put it into Discord in the next 24 hours-ish. But you know how ish goes with us. So 24 hours-ish. And go from there. And then on Saturday, on our charity stream, we will look at the we will look at what they are, and we will start a voting process. Depending on what that looks like, we'll either do that on stream on Saturday, or we will do that between Saturday and the following Thursday, depending on how things play out. So we need to make sure that you all, if you're not in our Discord, please make sure you go to our Discord so you can hear the potential options for Melvin's voice before Saturday rolls around. He is describing female genitalia? Is that really what he's doing? I don't think that he is. I don't know that that's what he's saying. I think that he's trying to talk about how much he enjoys being on the stream and how he's not really actually a pickle and that he's really just a pill-shaped man and how he thinks that everything is wonderful and he can't wait to have a voice and how
Might need to be banned. Yeah, I don't know. I think you might be right, Stuart. Hey, Davey.
and how these are the things that are going to be happening. Davey is eating a sandwich is in the chat. We saw him earlier talking about the delicious, tasty sandwiches. No, Mo. That he had for his holidays. Davey, this is Melvin. He is in the process of learning how to walk and talk and move around. And, yeah. You do see a plant. Not that one. This one. This is a plant. There are lots of plants in here. We did enjoy it quite immensely. Thank you so much for sending that over. We look forward to it. We did not have a stinger for it today, but don't you worry. The next time it comes on, we will have an amazing stinger. Melvin is just a bit of a diva right now. As you can see, he's showing us his dance move and not explaining, oh, don't let the cat eat that. Not explaining female genitalia. He is dancing. He's like, this is how you do fancy dancing moves. See? Dancing. Not anything other than dancing, Stuart. Yeah. You're wrong, Stuart, you're wrong. He's dancing. Yeah, see? Mike knows it's dancing. Don't ban C-Dub or Melvin. No bans. So anywho, what's it? The only thing we have left to say, do you want to come back on street? Get Melvin out of here.
Get Melvin out.
Yeah.
Get him out of here.
Get him out of here. Is thank you so much. We really appreciate you all being here tonight. Melvin's up to he's not up to no good. He's not doing the things Stuart says that he's doing. He's just being a pain in the frickin' ass. But nothing more than that.
Okay.
He's not being malicious.
No, he's not. He's learning how to use his limbs.
He's just trying to figure out how to use things and trying to not be a jellyfish.
Yeah.
Yeah. See?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Learning. So yes, thank you all for being here tonight. We really do appreciate all the new follows, all the new subs. Thank you so much for everybody that has been supportive to us. After we get all of our assets, which should be probably not before Saturday, but before the next Thursday stream, in place, our next big thing is to figure out how to do our microphones. We are considering doing a dono goal for that, but we just don't know if that really fits into how we feel about our whole thing. But at the same time, this whole streaming thing is getting a little bit expensive. So we do feel like we need better microphones for you all. I don't know. It's a whole push and pull. We'll figure it out eventually.
We'll figure it out. No, I'm Melvin. Yeah, I'm Melvin now. Really upped the AI and the graphics on Melvin.
You look nothing.
Or downgraded? I don't know if it's upgrade or downgrade.
You look nothing like a pickle.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Anything else that we should say?
I think that covers it.
All right. Join us Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern. We will be doing a holiday cocktail as well as a bunch of bologna and cheese sandwiches. Not actual bologna and cheese sandwiches. If you say bologna sandwiches, it's BS. BS. Get it? Bologna sandwiches. BS.
Yeah. Get that, yeah.
You get it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally get it.
Totally get it. We are going to finish the night off with watching a wonderful music video by the one and only Bootsy.
I think we're going to raid.
And then we'll raid right out of that. So thank you.
It's going to be a surprise.
I guess so. It's a surprise to me.
All right. It'll be a surprise then.
I guess it's a surprise to everybody. Is it going to be a good one?
That's a surprise.
Oh, gosh. I guess it's all a complete surprise. Well, I hope you stick around to find out what the surprise is. I mean, I'm going to stick around. Jason is driving. I think Rox is his navigator, but it might just be all adjacent. I don't know. I hope y'all stick around. Bootsy's still here. Thank you all so much. Please watch this video. Civic TV. Do we have them in their shout out for Bootsy? Make sure we shout them out as well. They did an amazing job. They are actually helping with adjacent, right?
Wow. Wow. I am Melvin now, I guess. Or, wow. Okay. Feels like a good time to move on. Thanks, Rhonda.
Oh,
Thanks for being
wow.
here. Thanks to everybody.
Wow.
Thanks.
Civic TV is
everybody
helping.
for being here as always.
Civic
You're
TV is
amazing.
helping out with Melvin.
Amazing people. And yeah, Civic has done Some good stuff. With
Good stuff.
Melvin, not
With
me.
Melvin,
Not me.
not adjacent.
He's not done any work on me that I'm aware of.
No. Jason is just fine the way he is.
Well, thank you again.
You're welcome. Thank you all so much for being here. It means a lot. We hope to see you Saturday as we stream for toys for kids who desperately need them during this Christmas season, holiday season, all holidays. Right? Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, everybody.
Enjoy this. This is Bootsy being wonderful and amazing. And thank you to Civic TV.
All right. Island Bottom presents Funk Gulag Style. Woo! That's right. Hey, you've got my head in a daze. Why don't you love me too? Hey, did you know I'm head over heels for you? Why don't you love me too? Why don't you love me too? Island Bobbin', whoo! Coolest show around, that's right. You got the cool streamers too. Island Bobbin', please stream 24/7, cool, Keep doing what you do, woo! Island Bobbin'. That's right. Island Bobbin' presents. Keep doing what you do. Woo! All right. Island Bobbin' presents. Keep doing what you do. Doing what you do. Island Bobbin' presents. You the coolest of the cool. That's right. Woo! Why don't you love me too? Island Bobbin' presents. I keep doing what you do all night. Woo! Why don't you love me too? Doing what you do. Keep doing what you do. Doing what you do. Island Vibe present. I love you guys. Keep doing what you do. You cool. Stay funky. 24/7 all night long. I can't get enough. Thank you for everything you do for the community. And be cool now. That's right. Bootsy Bug, Funk Gulag Style, signing out. Peace.
Civic TV, the one you take to bed with you.